You're watching Suck Professor. Hello, everybody. It's me, Hank. I'm joined by James. Welcome to our channel here, everybody. We got the Twin Peaks episode 17. This is the big finale day, James.
Yep, one more after this.
Yeah, so they released 17, 18 together. We were going to do like a 2-hour and then do another breakdown after the 2-hour finale, but we decided to, since it's like separate articulated episodes on Amazon, we're doing 17 and then we're going to do 18, but we can't do them both on the same day, so look for 18 real soon. We're going to work on it in the morning. Sunday night right now.
Technically, it's on Showtime. We just have a subscription through Amazon.
Disagree. It's Amazon. So think of this as like a long podcast, sort of a discussion, free-flowing, just going to share ideas and just really feel it out. I'm going to say some stupid bullshit, probably some offensive garbage, and James is going to correct me with his fundamental decency.
All right.
All right, so here we go. Let's get right to it. Quit fucking talking, James. Let's go. Ready? First shot. Okay, Laura Palmer. Look at her. She's got the thing. Okay, Twin Peaks. We got there's Angelo. Peter Deming. Great work there. Mark Frost, Twin Peaks. David Lynch. Okay, opening shot. This is South Dakota.
This looks like Buckhorn, South Dakota, yes.
Buckhorn. Say that 3 times fast. It's easy to say 3 times. Okay, UK Gordon. So anyway, Gordon is, we got the FBI folks here. Gordon, Ferrero, and the lady, Tammy Preston. Mm-hmm. Agent Gordon Cole. First of all, they're sharing a little booze. These folks like to drink. This is shit regulation.
They're celebrating. If you recall what happened in the last episode, there was that huge reveal that Diane, or the Diane that they knew, was actually a tulpa. Yep. And they had to basically save the life of Gordon Cole by Albert and Tammy opening fire on Diane in the chair because she was pulling a revolver from her purse.
Yes.
After having received a trigger message from Mr. C.
So what do they celebrate? They're celebrating that they survived that encounter?
Probably that, and to the Bureau toasting that they've actually witnessed a significant Blue Rose event. This is big news for them.
Yeah, I suppose it would be. You could get drunk for a lot less justification, so I say go for it.
Yeah, so Gordon Cole is basically saying here that he has grown soft. He couldn't do it. He could not bring himself to pull the trigger on Diane, even though he suspected something was up with Diane far, far, far in the past.
Right.
He knew it was going to culminate into something like this.
Something like this, yeah. Like when I see a ghost, I just immediately go do cocaine.
Yes.
It's just nice. Anyway, so by the way, this episode really was engaging. Like an hour just flew by.
I absolutely love this episode because there's so many major questions that actually get cohesive, or as cohesive as they get, responses that we've never had before.
Yeah, it was very satisfying. Like it just so much new information. Seeing Cooper finally, being Cooper was great, and shows up. Okay, so I'm getting ahead, but
this opens with a huge revelation.
Giant revelation. I took a ton of screenshots of this part. I don't try to take screenshots for every single line because that's a little too close to the edge of copyright. But I did get all of them for what he says. So
Cole says,
"Yeah,
Albert, for the past 25 years, I have been lying to you."
Right.
Or not telling you the full truth, and now I'm going to come clean. And he talks about a message that was relayed to him by Major Garland Briggs to both he and Cooper shortly before the disappearance of Cooper, that they knew about an extreme negative force called in olden times Jowday.
Jowday.
Which, of course, most people would know by now, refers to Judy.
So that's a big answer.
And where do we know the name Judy? Where has that name been antagonizing us for the past 25 plus years?
I had a girlfriend named Janet.
Well, in the companion movie that came place after season 2, Fire Walk With Me, there's a scene where Philip Jeffries, played by David Bowie, emerges into the police department, and one of his first lines is, "Now we're not going to talk about Judy."
Okay.
And all this time, people are wondering, who is Judy? What is the significance of Judy? Who could be Judy? Is Diane Judy? Is so-and-so Judy? We don't know.
Yeah.
But now we know that this creature that we've been referring to as the experiment or mother is the extreme negative force, the one that is presumably inhabiting Sarah Palmer as we speak, because we haven't seen the last episode yet. Yeah. But it seems like that is what Jowday is. That is the codename Judy.
Is that the creature that was floating in space that puked out all that
I would presume so, yes.
With the stream of goo with the black ball with Bob's face in it.
That's my take.
That's probably
yes.
Judy.
That is what I think.
Used to go by Jowday. Right. I like that. I like the way it evolved. I like the name Jowday.
Now I wonder,
nice.
He said...
I'm going to start calling you James Day.
Yeah, that's cool.
You're welcome, James Day.
Do you think that Hawk would have referred to that symbol, the underneath the moon on the map as the Jowday?
The Donnie Darko rabbit sign symbol?
I wonder if that was something that's culturally Native American, or if that's, I mean, if you could Google that, I wonder if that is a thing, or if they just created it for significance within the context of the show.
Right, like does the word Jowday come from some sort of enunciation, lineage, etymological background, or is it just made up?
And David Bowie had a crazy accent in the show, so maybe he was just trying to say Jowday and it came out as Judy. Who knows?
Yeah, it's hard to say. All right, well, should we keep going here? There's a lot more to this.
I think this is good.
You just want to stop now? All right, we're done. See you later, everybody. All right, so here, but I got every word he said here, so I let you, as you see it, you can kind of guide people through it. So Major Briggs Cooper and I. So anyway, he's going into the past now.
Yep.
You go.
Well, no, he's basically saying that they had a plan that was going to lead them to Judy so they could investigate it. And every single time one of their agents got close, that agent would disappear. We know multiple agents have disappeared over the years in the show, from Philip Jeffries to...
Briggs?
Briggs wasn't an FBI agent.
Oh.
He was this...
I knew that. I was just testing you.
Yeah, but he did disappear.
Yeah.
And Cooper disappeared. The lead FBI agent from Fire Walk With Me disappeared.
Okay.
We didn't know at the time Diane disappeared.
A lot of people walking into trouble with this.
Yeah, well, I mean, they didn't know Diane disappeared, but she did, and she was replaced by Tulpa. But
right. Like me when I go to the mall and then they close and I got to survive on Victoria's Secret lingerie until morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's basically saying that something bad always happens. Someone always disappears. But because of this, Cooper knew that there was a likelihood or a chance that he himself would disappear based on the previous events that had happened to other people who followed the same path.
Yeah.
And he said that, should I disappear, I want you to do everything in your power to find me.
Correct. Yeah. So we'll see that dialogue soon here. But did you know Philip Jeffries doesn't exist anymore? Was that known, or is this a big reveal?
He became a teapot.
Oh. Yeah, he's the teapot that spits out the smoke into the bubble.
Yeah, and so people someone in the comments in the prior episode said something really great, and I thought it was a really good explanation, that he is sort of like in a diving bell, that he has reached a meditative trance of transcendentalism or whatever, so deep that he no longer encompasses a human form. Or you can believe that he is within the teapot, because at one point in the episode he even says it's slippery in here, as though he is actually in there, encased within that. But he's no longer, for all intents and purposes, he's no longer human. He's no longer Philip Jeffries. He's no longer a man.
Right.
He is something different.
But he retains memories of who he was. And if you're going to be inside a teapot, I think it's safe to assume it would be slippery inside. Assuming it's a active teapot, not one of those old ones with no water.
Yeah. But in the terms of their reality, he does not exist.
Okay, but he knows he doesn't. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's not the same thing. But his entity persists in some dimension in the form of a teapot. All right. So at least not in the normal sense. Okay, there you go. That's exactly what we were trying to say. Told me a long time ago he was onto this entity, and he disappeared. So even Philip Jeffries, now this is Cooper. Now, James, you already explained this part. Yeah. Do everything you can to find me. I'm trying to kill two birds. So what were the two birds he was trying to kill? Is that...
I'm not quite sure. I mean, two birds with one stone. I don't know if that was like some sort of foreshadowing for the doppelganger, for there being two Coopers in the world.
Because he's quoting Cooper here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he may be... Oh, I know. Cherry pie coffee smoothie. Toss them in a blender. Boom, boom. Two birds with one stone.
All right.
And then you're going to have the world's worst diarrhea after that. Actually, no, probably wouldn't be so bad. Okay, so this thing with two Coopers, and so he's like, yeah, now everything's all fucking crazy. We got to pay for him. This guy,
was
Ray
pretty
Monroe.
Big. We know... I am assuming this is the same Ray that was traveling with Mr. C this entire time, who Mr. C eventually killed to get the coordinates.
The guy at the gang.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we find out he was actually an FBI informant who was feeding information to Agent Gordon Cole, letting him know about the whereabouts and intents of Mr. C, and that he was also looking for coordinates. Yeah. So this is some critical information we didn't have before that we now have.
Right. Right. And she's like, oh my God, coordinates. And Miguel Ferrer is like, when can I open my eyes? No, obviously. Okay. And this plan, Albert... I couldn't tell you about, and I'm sorry. So he's saying I don't know, not I can't tell you. Couldn't tell you is I don't have the knowledge.
No, he's saying he did know, but he was not at liberty to tell him.
In the past, he couldn't tell you.
Yeah, and he says that Miguel Ferrer's character, Albert, says, I understand. He goes, I know that you understand, but I still want to tell you that I'm sorry.
Okay, gotcha.
Which shows like a good moment between Albert and Gordon Cole. It shows that they have a true friendship. They have a true respect between one another.
Yeah, they don't like keeping secrets from each other.
No.
Just like you and me.
Yes.
I've got a secret to tell you, James. I can't think of anything funny. I got nothing.
That's no secret.
Fuck! All right, James, get yourself together here. All right, no laughing. We're not here to have fun. We're here to fucking talk about Twin Peaks.
All right, so he says, and I don't know at all if this plan is unfolding properly, because by now we should have heard from our great esteemed dear Dale Cooper. At which point, boom, phone ring.
Bring, bring, bring. All right, James, you be Dale Cooper. I'll be the phone. All right, ready? Pick me up.
It's not Dale Cooper on the phone, though.
Oh, all right. Well, boy, that's why I failed out of improv class. You can't fail out of improv class. If you pay them, they will teach you all the bullshit. Agent Headley here, sir. And says, this guy, look at this suit. Who wears a shiny suit like this? What is this guy trying to... Shut the fuck up, car! Is this guy trying to be a goddamn buoy reflector?
So this is basically the screaming FBI agent from the Las Vegas department.
He beats up on Wilson, the
Yeah.
little guy that has the hair the same color as his skin.
So he says something really stupid. He calls him and says, "We found him, but we don't know where he is."
Yes, which doesn't help.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's like an old shtick from the Marx Brothers. So that's probably what Albert is referencing.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know the exact scene or the exact reference, but I kind of get that's what he's going for.
That's what it seems like. Yeah, we all like humor. Everybody loves to laugh. The bed is they're called like. Yeah. Wouldn't you be panicking once you saw the bed empty? Like, wouldn't you be like, okay, freak out, then call the boss? Like, make sure all the emergency response resources you have are activated.
For the second time, Coop has flown the coop.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well done. Yeah.
Although to him, it's Douglas Jones, not Cooper.
Yes. That reminds me of my favorite movie, One Flew Over the Cooper's Nest. Mm-hmm. And is that Gordon Cole? And what I do when I take care of my buddy's dog, I use a Cooper scooper.
Yes.
Get it, James? Mm-hmm. All right, keep going.
I'm glad that you're Cooper operating with me. I can't do it.
I'm cooperating. That one doesn't work so well.
So no, it does not. So we know from the prior episode that before Agent Dale Cooper left the hospital, he gave a message to Bushnell to relay to Gordon Cole, because he says, "I assume that we'll be hearing very soon from a man named Gordon Cole," and he was right. So Bushnell has a message to transmit over.
And it's awful convenient and lucky that he happened to stagger into the room at the same time that the FBI guy was on the phone with the guy he was trying to talk to.
Well, he's been there the whole time. He's been in and out.
Bushnell has.
Yes.
Why would he have stuck around the hospital once the guy left?
That for plot purposes.
This place has great gift shop. I love it. I want to go buy expensive flowers and cards and buy chocolate that's old.
I mean, it could be that very little time passed between the time that he left and the FBI showed up, or it could be that he knew he had a message to give to someone who would be coming by, so he felt an obligation to stand and be ready to deliver.
And maybe he knew there was FBI guys around, so I was like, okay, I'll go talk to them. And just happened to be that he was on the phone. It's totally plausible. I get it. It's okay. So, what's that? And he's all right. So he ends up talking to him, and he informs him. He reads exactly the message, which goes as follows: "I am headed for Sheriff Truman's. It's 2:53 in Las Vegas, and that adds up to a 10, the number of completion." Did any of that make sense to you?
Okay, go back one. Go back. Okay, it's 2:53 in Las Vegas.
Correct.
The instructions for Jack Rabbit's palace, you were to go a certain direction 253 yards. Mm-hmm. So this is not the first time we've seen the 253 number combination.
Right.
So just keep that in mind.
So when he's saying it is 2:53, he's saying the time at which he wrote this message down? Or is he saying this is something's going to be occurring at 2:53? Like I'm telling you, the thing we know, the thing that we're both investigating is 2:53. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Which one?
Well, I mean, he's called... Well, okay.
Or is he just...
So he was in a hospital bed in Las Vegas because he was Douglas Jones. He stuck the fork in there. So at the time that he wrote the message, perhaps it was 2:53. I'm not quite sure because we know there is more significance to 2:53. I don't know if it's in the same day or the next day,
right.
But it could be that he's referring to a time in the future, or it could be a time that was the present at the time of the writing. Okay. That I'm not entirely sure.
But it adds up to 10. 2 plus 5 plus 3, 10. Magical.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, that's right. What do you make of that? Huh? 10? It's an important number.
Yes,
we all have 10 fingers and 10 toes.
Not all of us.
Not all of us. Some people have had very heavy things near their feet when they were children. Mm-hmm. James, you could go with a few less toes. Okay, buddy?
They reattached mine.
They are gross. You can cut James's toes off in the middle, and they'll both grow new toes on the end like an earthworm. They're disgusting. These things wiggle around.
They're beautiful.
They're prehensile. You should see James swinging from those trees I bought for him that are in the living room. He just loves it. He loves swinging around all day long, just pooping in his hand, throwing it against the wall. But it's a fake wall. I put it there because I am smarter than James.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that was not fair at all. I don't know why I went with that part. But if you do have a monkey, you're probably smarter than your monkey.
One would hope.
Well, this is America. All right, so Bushnell Millens. Oh, thanks, Mr. Millens. Great job. All right.
Mullins.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
You said Mellons.
It's Mullins time, Mr. Mellons. So I spent the day at the strip club. Okay, James, leave me alone. All right, I'm trying to wait for them for a position to open up because I have nice tits. I think I'd make a lot of money.
This is not back to school.
What? We're not what?
You're a Mellon.
Oh, I don't know what that. I have no
Rodney Dangerfield?
Yeah.
You're a comedian. Come on.
I know Rodney Dangerfield. I know he doesn't get no respect, and I don't give a shit.
You know his movies, though.
Most efficient joke teller in history of comedy.
Yes.
Take my wife.
Please.
That's not Rodney Dangerfield. That's not at all. All right. Take my respect. Okay, I sound like a fucking moron. All right. Then the notorious hitman.
Yeah, so they're essentially recounting all the events that transpired that we did not know the FBI was aware of at the time that we witnessed it. So they're basically catching us as the audience up.
Yes, that's what was nice about this scene was they kind of just give you a nice little previously on in the mouth of David Lynch.
So it's telling us that they're aware of it.
Yeah. So now they're like, Dougie became in a wall socket, and so do they know it's Cooper? Right? Is that what's going on? They knew Dougie became Cooper?
Well, they know they're looking for Douglas Jones.
Okay.
And because the whole thing with the ring in the stomach of Major Garland Briggs.
All right, yeah.
So they're trying to track him down to find out what's going on, and they're going to make a connection very shortly in the next couple of screenshots in which they'll equate Dougie Jones to Cooper.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think the way that the message was relayed from Douglas Jones to Gordon Cole was a big giveaway, because that's how Cooper always spoke. When he was spoken to, it's like a tape recorder goes, Diane, it's 4:53 in the afternoon. I'm heading into the town of Twin Peaks, or something like that.
Right.
This is how he's always been.
Yes.
It's his calling card.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, that's exactly right. She's using a Mac computer there. What a freaking hack here, huh? Just like everybody else in the world?
Well, if you go back a couple of screenshots behind, or just pick any shot that has Gordon Cole in it, you'll see behind him is a Mac as well.
Yeah, another Mac. Come on, these people should be using Lenovo's like me. Come on. They're far superior. 386X. Or is it X386? I don't remember.
Yeah.
All right, okay, at Blue Road's case, pack. Okay, so now they're like, all right, we got to get on the road. Come on, everybody. Mm-hmm. So they get up and they hurry off, and there they go. They don't show him showering. It'd be funny if they showed David Lynch just cleaning his gross old man balls. But he's got the same haircut.
You could have picked any part of him, and you had to pick that.
Well, I almost went with taint, but taint is harder for old men to reach because they're not as flexible.
Toes.
Again, old men can't touch their toes. It's a proven scientific fact. But I do wonder, though, if his pubes have the same haircut. He's got great hair.
Why is it that all the mysteries of life that you wonder about take place in one zone of the body?
Near the genital region?
Yes.
Because I'm a juvenile idiot who has a very unsophisticated sense of humor, and I have a validation deficit that's haunted me my entire life, and I try to I use humor and comedy as a way to protect myself from having to experience anything approaching a real emotion. And in that way, I keep myself in an isolated prison of my own making, one I'm desperate to escape, however, one I am incapable of escaping.
Speaking of isolated prisons, let's go to the sheriff's station.
Sheriff's station, but not so isolated prisons. In fact, this is a discussion James and I have been having here at SP's HQ for a while. So there she is. There's our favorite.
Naido. I can't pronounce it correctly, but it's one of those.
Say it with like a really racist Japanese accent.
I would prefer not to.
Come on. Just for fun. We're not recording.
Yo, bull crap.
Here, I turned it off.
Yeah.
Go.
No.
All right, that's fine. I know. It'd be funny if you did. All right, so, okay, so this guy's in here now, and at least he's a little tuckered out.
Yeah, so this guy, we don't know much about this guy.
Blood from your mouth is tiring.
In the credits, he's referred to as the drunk. He's been in lockup for a while. All he does is repeat what someone else has said. He never says anything original, which is sort of like almost like a tease that he himself is sort of like a tulpa of someone else, like a brain-dead Dougie.
Yeah, a little bit. And although it's 50 Cent, right? The guy that wears the Band-Aid. Is that 50 Cent?
That's Nelly.
Nelly, yeah. Well, they were around at the same time, right? I don't follow music very closely.
Talk about racism.
Why is that racist?
Saying they all look alike. How dare you?
That's not even close to what I was saying. They're the same status of guy. Aren't they both super high-end rappers? No,
Nelly had he was more of he wasn't a one-hit wonder, but he was more...
It's not racist to not get him right. I mean,
it is.
No, it's not.
It's like if you confuse Justin Bieber with Vanilla Ice.
Totally. Well, that would make sense. It would be weird if you were like, oh, MC Hammer or Justin Bieber. Boy, I can't keep them straight. No, of course you're going to confuse them. You're not going to confuse chocolate with vanilla, James.
Sometimes.
No, that sounds racist, what I just said there. But this isn't...
Anyway.
So this guy wears the fucking Band-Aid on his face.
So this guy is weird.
Shot.
I don't know if there's anything to him. I speculated prior that maybe no one else could hear him or see him, that he was some sort of entity that was just existing to torment Chad, but I don't really think that anymore.
He does seem to exist just to torment Chad, though.
Yeah, you would think that if he was repeating stuff because he was drunk, that after amount of time that just passed, he would have sobered up enough to kind of regain some sort of cohesive language, but he hasn't.
Look, this is me trying to get in shape. I start out like this, I do one of those, then I give up. All right, so...
Well, go back.
Oh, right here.
The number of completion, 10.
Oh my god, it's all coming full circle. Yeah, so then, okay, but he wakes up. Chad starts to like kind of get up when he's sleeping, but then the dude like sort of like
well, it's weird though, because Chad
rustles up.
Chad was miserable because this guy would not stop repeating what Chad says.
Right.
And when Naido, or however you say that, in the next cell would start doing her bird chirping in a cage routine, he would mimic it back. It would drive Chad crazy. But now that he has some peace and quiet, why would he want to antagonize? Why would he want to disturb or risk waking this guy up?
I don't know why anybody would want to wake him up. In fact, I think it's completely inappropriate that she's in this jail at all. I don't know if we want to have that discussion again. I understand. All right, we don't need to get into all the details. I just think when you find a blind woman in the woods with fucking face cuts,
she's not blind,
who's obviously got mental issues, she's making crazy noises, you don't put her in jail, where she, especially with a full jail, with a fucking zombie dripping blood out of his mouth who screams and yells. She's got to take shits and pisses right in front of a bunch of dudes. That's not fair. She didn't commit any crime. She doesn't belong behind bars.
This is an interdimensional species that was...
Well, you got me.
Spoken to... The fireman told Andy specifically that she was physically fine and that he needed to protect her. Yeah. Andy is simply doing what he was told.
Andy's doing what he's told. That's totally okay. I'm not disputing that.
And is a creature really blind if it's not supposed to have eyes?
Well, of course not. That doesn't make any sense at all.
This creature does not have eyes.
But if she doesn't have any way to take in light as a visual, actually that does make you blind. Animals that never evolved sight are still blind. It just doesn't mean you don't have to have had it and then lost it. You can just never have it, right? Still, like if I was...
Well, you can say that someone's been blinded, and that kind of has the connotation that you once had it and then you lost it.
Yeah.
But you can be born blind as well. So I guess there's a
well, the distinction would be if the species has sight or not whether or not an individual has a mutation that prevents them from having sight, because that's different.
But we don't know. Maybe she sees through the pores in her forehead. We don't know.
It could be. Those could be her eye.
So we cannot make presumptions. We don't know.
No. Well, I can make the presumption that when you find a disabled woman, you don't put her in.
She's not disabled.
She's fucking blind, and she's making crazy noises. Although, to your defense, you said Andy went to the lodge and then came back and knew she wasn't a regular person, so they didn't panic. I get that part.
It's like if you were on an alien planet and you crash landed there, and every single alien walked with had luscious Fabio locks, and they're like, "Look at him, he's disabled." Clearly,
well,
you can't put him in a jail cell.
Obviously, you've never seen the video of Fabio coming back from the roller coaster where he got hit in the face by a bird and he's got blood all over.
It was a goose.
Was it a goose?
Yes, I think it was a goose.
Well, bird. That's a heavy bird.
And that happened at Busch Gardens.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Bushnell Mullins Gardens.
Yes,
for sure. Yeah, Fabio got hit in the face by a bird. Check it out, everybody. Look, Google it. It's one of the best things you'll ever see. You don't see it in Impact, but he comes back from this roller coaster, and that's like the first roller coaster. He's like the celebrity they hired. Yep. So he's in the front of the roller coaster. He fucking pounded a goose.
You know what he said as soon as he wiped the blood from his face?
Fabio.
I can't believe it's not butter.
I don't know why that's funny, but I'm laughing at it.
He did those commercials.
Oh, he did those. I didn't remember that. I thought he was the parquet guy, the container. All right, so there she is. Look at her being abused by this fucking hick. Sheriff's Department of fucking
Look at her
hicks.
there in warm, comfy pajamas, being put in a cell all by herself on a comfy cot for her protection by the kind and caring Andy and Lucy.
Really made her feel good here with this disgusting murder sink. Looks kind of like one of those. You ever see faces and things? You know, that Twitter account.
Yes, I can see that.
No, I think it's not so much the toilet and the sink. It's that there's other prisoners.
The sink has a Band-Aid under its eye. It's Nellie.
No, 50. Oh, Nellie. All right, so now who's Nellie Furtado? That's a whole different person.
That's a woman.
Yeah.
Nellie is. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. You can't just
take somebody who doesn't pay attention to music, and if they get someone's name wrong, be like, "Hey, that's racist." Sorry if I get Cera MacLachlan and the
Kyle MacLachlan
and Kyle MacLachlan confused. 10,000 Maniacs would be a good name for the show, by the way. All right, so I was gonna say the lady that likes to sell dogs, the ones with the dying dead dogs.
To sell dogs?
I don't know, the lady with the commercials and the dog, the sad dogs.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Cera something. Cera
Silverman.
No, not Cera Silverman. All right, anyway, so there he goes. All right, so they don't know what's up with this chick. She starts making noises. She's just going...
And as a reminder, we have Freddie in one cell with his green pile driver power glove, and we have James in the other cell.
That's right.
We know something big is going to go down because we know Freddie was put here for his own destiny. He is in Twin Peaks for a reason.
Something has compelled him here. Well, is it White Lodge stuff that sent Freddie? Did we ever figure that out?
Some people like to say it's called the Fortress. Other people like myself call it the White Lodge. But he was pulled in through a vortex. He spoke to the giant/fireman, and the fireman was the one who told him that it was his destiny to get this glove, gain the power of pile driver, and to go to Twin Peaks.
Yeah. Okay.
So you could argue, yes, it was the White Lodge, but other people will say, nope, it's the Fortress. And they say it's the Fortress because the only other glimpse we've had of the White Lodge up until this point was Major Garland Briggs, who was sitting in like a throne of green, leafy, vibrant vegetation.
Oh, like poison ivy.
Yeah, it could be. Which did not resemble the black and white fortress that we saw before.
All right, fair enough. Okay.
But maybe it's different for whoever goes there. We don't know.
Yeah. So Chad's having a tough time here. He's a dickhead, but I wouldn't want to be around all these kooks either, you know? Just nuts jobs making noise and stuff.
Yeah, but it does
sound... I can't handle regular people making noise.
It sounds, I've said this before, but it sounds very, very, very similar to a bird trapped in a cage.
The woman, you mean.
Yeah, the guttural, high-pitched chirping sounds that she's making.
Let's hear it.
No, I couldn't do that.
It's like, it's more like clicky, kind of like...
Not like that.
That's me sucking in.
Not quite like that.
Anyway, it's real. It's alarming. I don't get the sense that it's not like R2-D2 when he's relaxed. You know, he goes.
It's like Bjork with hiccups.
It's more like R2-D2. Yes, it's more like R2-D2 when he's upset. When he goes. And then Luke goes, "Oh, I've got a boner too."
Yes.
You know, on the ship. That's how they make sure he doesn't go flying out of the little hole they put him in. R2 puts his boner into a hole.
Yeah, okay. And, I've seen that. Daleks can do the same thing.
He deposits a packet of millions of sperm. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't. I've been watching a lot of David Attenborough lately, so I'm thinking about sperm a lot.
All right.
Ocean. You know the ocean?
Yes.
I can't believe people go in the ocean. It's filled with shit and decomposing bodies and murder victims and jizz and, ocean jizz, not like ours, which is way worse. But I think it just shows how reasonable human beings are, that we all know how gross the ocean is, but we all go, hey, yeah, it's just big. It's fine.
Well, we all walk through the atmosphere where millions of little particles of dead human skin float around and settle as dust, but we don't really care.
And that's just our house in L.A. here.
Yep.
God, it's a dusty place. Okay, so
anyway,
let's keep going.
We're at the Great Northern Hotel. This is Benjamin Horne. Yep. He is getting a call from someone from the outside saying that they have found someone that says he is your brother, who we know is Jerry Horne, who the last time we saw had emerged from the woods, had witnessed the death of Richard Horne at the hands of the trap that was laid for Mr. C, and he had some sort of high weed. Again, I don't know weed. I don't really use it at all.
It's most people on weed wouldn't hallucinate someone murdering somebody,
but he thought
there are probably other drugs that might kick that off.
He thought his binoculars had actually killed the guy and incinerated him with electricity from a distance.
They're definitely on weed. You could misunderstand things, that's for sure. Which is also true of booze and most drugs, really.
You ever had your foot tell you it's not your foot?
All the time. Every time I'm on weed. So yeah, like this morning at church. Did you go to church today, James, or are you a fucking sinner?
I've been to church twice.
Really? Your whole life?
Yeah.
Really? Only 2 weddings?
Wedding and a funeral.
I love funerals. All right, that's my brother Jerry Horne. He's like, oh, what did he do? This guy's got nothing but a bunch of loser family. First he gets a phone call about his deadbeat nephew or grandson who murdered somebody. And now his brother is just getting picked up by the cops.
Now, do you think Jerry Horne recognized that it was Richard Horne that was being killed atop the rock?
Oh, yeah. Well, he would know him. He would be a family.
But he was looking at it the wrong way through the binoculars, so he wouldn't have a clear shot or clear vision.
Very true.
So at this point, he doesn't even know his grandson is dead, but I don't think he'd really care at that point, because, that's weight off his shoulders.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, this is you think he'd tell him that the guy who got killed was your grandson. That's important information.
But no one knows that he was killed because he evaporated into a puff of smoke. There's nothing to find.
We found a scorch mark and your grandson is dead. Like, wow, that's a big jump. Yeah, you're totally right. The evidence is gone.
And now we find out that he has apparently stripped himself naked after the events that we beheld. So
right. Why do you think he got himself naked? Did he get...
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he was trying to see if any of his other body parts would tell him that they don't belong to him.
Yeah. Or maybe he was looking for more binoculars.
I am not your butt.
Process of elimination.
I don't know.
Yeah. I heard that was good. I like that with like subtitles and on his butt. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
We should make an animation, James. Oh no, I'm gonna scratching.
So anytime we see this particular shot of like weird, grainy, 16 millimeter looking film going across electrical lines, it always has a connotation of Mr. C.
Yes.
So it's always going to be something connected to him, and we see immediately Mr. C's truck.
Right, and we saw him earlier during the prison sequence. They cut to this a little bit too. So, but anyway, he parks his. They don't show him parking, and they just show his truck parked. So he gets out here. Obviously, we assume he's in the woods.
What's the dead giveaway that that's his truck?
The Silverado thing.
They went through
the lights here.
Yeah, they went through a lot of
the fact
effort.
That he was just driving it.
Well, they went through a lot of effort in the last episode to show him controlling the lights to point at the rock that Richard Horne would climb up on. So that's kind of the defining characteristic.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is a different color than that one. That one's gold. That one's cream. Don't piss me off, James. Don't fucking do it. Okay, so now we're back in the woods, and we see... Is this the Sycamores, or no?
No.
That's a different area.
The entrance to the lodge waiting room, what some people refer to as the Black Lodge, but it's technically the waiting room.
Called the Travel Lodge.
That's what's surrounded by 12 young sycamores.
So this is not that.
And the pool of burnt motor oil looking stuff.
But that's not this.
No, this is what people theorize is the yin to that, the yang to the yin, whatever you want to call it. This is the pool of non-black motor oil stuff that leads to presumably the fortress or aka the White Lodge.
And last time we saw this, the detective or the sheriff guys, Bobby Briggs, and they came here. Yeah,
they found this place via the coordinates that were given to them by Major Garland Briggs from the tube that was stuck in the chair that told them to go something like 253 yards from Jack Rabbit's palace. So again, 253 yards, 253 Las Vegas.
That's right. Yeah.
So 253.
It's all coming full 10 here.
Yep.
Coming up 10. All right. Footsteps. Okay. This is the Jack Rabbit's Lodge tree that Palace. Jack Rabbit's Lodge that was knocked over. So now he's here. Now we're like, oh no, he's got a way in.
Yeah.
He's figured out how to get into the lodge.
This is significant because he says that the one thing that he wants, and he's been saying this the entire time, is the picture that's on the card. The Judy, basically.
Right.
So is he going to be able to kill the giant, the fireman, to get it? Is he going to be able to overpower the fireman? Is he...
Maybe he becomes friends with them. Maybe he beats him in arm wrestling.
Yeah, so I was really concerned at this point because he's going to a place where he doesn't belong.
Yeah.
He's finally found what he's looking for.
Right, for sure. Gotcha. So this does bring up a debate that James and I have had here on the channel in a previous episode. Gold or cream?
Okay. I'm only going to say a very brief thing about this because I do not want this to get into something big.
Yeah.
But what I did was, for this particular one, the way I look at it is I'm not paying attention to the yellow stuff around the edges because that looks like...
This here?
Yes. I'm looking purely at the color in the center.
Okay.
I took that color, I put it into Photoshop, I looked at the hex code. I took the hex code and I ran it through the Bear Paint website to find the exact hue, the exact color of that, and it came back as raffia. Raffia is not gold, but it's in the gold family. It's basically
winner, right here.
No. It's more. It's if you look at it, it is much closer to tan off-white than it is to gold.
Fair.
But you can take the color gold, mix it, and lighten it up to get gold raffia or raffia gold.
Okay.
But raffia itself is not gold.
Totally understandable. No disputes at all with what you're saying. I applaud your work, your due diligence, and going in, taking an eyedropper tool and taking a little sample and going in there.
I took multiple samples to make sure my sample was not being,
Sure, you take multiple samples of the pre-selected area that you're only looking at, and you can easily prove your theory.
Of all the white colors.
Of all the colors that you think are the color that you're looking at. But my point is,
I even tested the stuff on the outside there, and that wasn't gold either.
Yeah, no, this is brownish, but I mean, gold is a pretty specific color. It's certainly more brown in the brown family, kind of a caramel, maybe. What are some other browns? The different browns.
Well, tell me this.
Let me just say this though. My whole thing is that this looks like a film on top of a kind of liquid, and I can appreciate that. Yeah, this doesn't necessarily look gold, but you can't. It's like it's got like a glare going on from the lighting, and so
that has a glare. The other one didn't.
There's the glare on both. The glares shift around. Glares are relative to angles and lighting and the different movement.
Glare on that, but I mean, I definitely see a glare there, but not another one.
You can't not have glare on both. Glare can vary greatly. But my point is, you don't test the color of the glare. You test the color of the material.
Well, that's why I tested this picture.
The material below the glare. Well, this is from a different episode.
Well, it's the same shot.
I get what you're saying, but there is glare. This is like if something is a metallic glare. because of a film that's formed on top of the actual substance, the debate is not what color is the glare. The debate is what color is the substance. And in my view, that's nowhere near cream.
I'm just saying that if you were to win a race and they were to give you a gold medal and it was that color, you'd look at it and say,
it's cream.
Could I have a gold one, please?
Yes, I would definitely do that. I would more be surprised that I won anything. So anyway, we both have our case and our argument here, and people weighed in via.
I put a picture up that proved that neither one of those were actually
people
gold.
even came to us on Twitter, and somebody wrote, "It's gold," and I was like, "I agree."
I've proven that it's not.
You have not proven anything.
Yes, I have.
I pull back on saying it's only gold, but it sure as fuck isn't cream. That's my point. It's brownish gold, but it looks metallic, and therefore it has a gold sheen to it.
Yep.
If I was describing this to somebody, I would say, look for the tree trunk.
Let's not waste any more time on this.
Go to the woods 253 yards away. Look for the bucket that has a gold liquid in it. It's kind of, it might have a milky film on top.
I'd keep walking until I found a gold one.
You would walk right by this.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
just,
not...
oh, gee, but he said gold. This one's cream. You wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I would.
I would trust you to use some independent thinking there.
It's like a colloid almost. It's like paint.
Outrageous using words I don't know. I don't know the word paint. All right, so ominous. Okay, let's keep going. All right, we can fight about it more. And you want to take your shirts off and wrestle in an empty pool?
I only have one shirt on.
That explains this. I need to put more shirts on my body.
I'm
Sunday in my body. I tend to not shower.
It's been pretty hot, so
Sundays
we're both pretty nasty right now.
Fridays and Thursdays. Yeah, it's gross. All right, anyway, so the tree, we got a nice pan tilt up to the tree. Look at that sexy thin, look, nice thigh gap on that tree, huh, James? And then, boom, he gets a thing, static. What's he do to it? Does he do anything?
Well, he's testing it with the same device that he had Richard use to test the rock. He's looking for, like, a harmonic frequency or something to show that he's in the correct spot. And I think he knows at this point he's going by himself because he knows that the coordinates that he got, one was a trap and one was the real one. So he's already seen the trap that was laid for him, presumably by Mike, I would assume. Mm-hmm. So now he knows that it's fairly safe that this is his correct destination.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. And it does form, and the vortex comes up. He doesn't seem too shocked. This guy, nothing's really surprises this guy, but off he goes. This is the biggest feature of being a T-Mobile subscriber, everybody. T-Mobile.com/audible.com. All right?
What?
Enter promo code kicks my butt.
Promo code honk.
Promo code Jowday. All right, so he gets taken away. Boom, there he is. One minute he's there, and then he's gone. I love the David Lynch move of just flashing lights and stuff, just bright lights on him. Do you think he ever fucks with his wife when he's like, is he married? Is he a married guy?
Honestly, I don't know enough about his personal life to answer that with any sort of conclusiveness.
You're in my will, Mrs. Lynch. He doesn't know her name. Okay.
So I like the idea of a divorce.
All right. But where I keep all the money and the hair and the wine. All right, why am I doing that? Okay, so off he goes.
I would think that he's be too much of a womanizer to be married, but I could be wrong. I know he has a son.
He seems like either he's...
I mean, his son has been in the credits here, so that would kind of imply that he's had relationships and perhaps marriages. I don't know, though.
Everybody who's had sex has been married because otherwise they'd be a sinner.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I wish I could do some sinning. It's been a while. Oh, man. Jeez, what a dry spell. No, it's fucking talking about the California drought. They're talking about me.
Yep. So we're back inside the fortress, and this is a really, really important thing because the last time we were seeing the same mechanisms in the fortress, we were seeing the giant do what appeared to be the creation of life, where he was creating this golden orb that encompassed the face of Laura Palmer, putting it through this golden machine, and I will say that color is gold, and releasing it down into Earth.
Yeah, no, I agree. It is gold. There's a metallic sheen there that looks a little cream, though. I'd say the whole thing is cream.
Sure.
Yeah, that's how that works.
But we've got the image of Major Garland Briggs, which is huge. He's not saying anything because sadly the character actor has passed away, so they couldn't get any new footage of him.
Well, this is a live shot of his coffin inside the ground, and they did a great job.
His eyes are open.
Great job preserving the body, though. He's been dead for like 10 years or something.
Yeah.
So Don S. Davis, star of Stargate SG-1, one of the best shows of all time.
But more famously, Twin Peaks. Major Garland Briggs.
No.
Much better.
I dare you to go to TealCon with me this year. You'll see. You'll change your tune.
Freaking.
We'll both put
was an ashtray on your forehead and your teal?
It's a cream. It's a gold colored thing. Speaking of that, it's like an emblem. It's carved into his head by the Golinar or some. I don't know. I watched. Okay, so anyway, this is important here to look at. There's the thing with the tree.
So it's
watch here though. I didn't notice that this was empty right away. So look, it's empty. Now it's not. Minecraft head.
So it's almost as though the giant predicted that he would come in here, and unlike Andy, who was brought in as a guest sitting in a chair to speak with the giant, it's almost as though Mr. C has been brought in as a caged entity who's not free to move about the lodge or to do anything of his own volition. And it's almost like a balance of good versus evil, because you have Major Garland Briggs on the right, and then you have this caged, malevolent force on the left.
Right. Why do you think they did a square cage?
It's almost like it's bulging outwards too.
Sure. Yeah, there's a little distortion or something, or maybe it is bulging.
Maybe to show the polar opposite, a square versus an egg.
Could be. Yeah.
He is very egg-like.
This is Twitter. This is Facebook.
And it is stretched out into like an oblong,
weird
egg.
It's a little bit tilted. There's just some sort of warping or whatever going on there. Free transform in Photoshop. All right. So anyway, then now the giant comes in, and then we see Laura Palmer's house.
Yes, the infamous Palmer house.
Yeah.
And he's like whooshing, like swiping left and right. This is basically the giant's Tinder.
Yes. He's swiping. I think left is rejection, right?
I've never
done Tinder. I did OkCupid for a while. It was okay, I met a couple, it was geez, I wish I could.
The trick is that off. They can't reject you if you reject them first. So
smart.
Swipe.
way to stick it to them.
Yeah.
All right, so okay. So it's like the Minority Report, though. He kind of changes the channel with his arm.
Yeah.
And then we get to Laura Palmer's house here, and what the hell is that now? Oh, this is a street, which we didn't identify right away.
And the second time we saw it, I sadly did recognize it.
Looks like Ryuk from Death Note.
That really does.
Trapped in there.
That's interesting. I didn't catch that shot when we were watching it.
Either. I think he's just being sucked out. Yeah, I don't know. Did he lean forward and his hair is just all fucked up because it's filled with oil and stuff?
I don't
know. All right, so anyway, it moves in and it kind of turns into a little, and it goes up into this cream colored device over here. And off it goes, and it kind of immediately shifts into action. A little bit of nice 3D graphics there.
And it almost looks like a record player, almost putting the needle down.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Because we recall, like from the past, it said that when Laura Palmer said, "Where I come from, there was always music in the air." Mm-hmm. And we know that she was originally, presumably, if time is linear, she was created by the giant and sent down to Earth at some point.
Yeah.
So maybe she was saying where I come from, she was referencing the fortress, a.k.a. the White Lodge.
A.k.a. the White Lodge. Yeah, that could be it. But it sort of spits them through the screen. It kind of works that way, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, then it comes in, boom, there he is. He's standing there. But he hasn't quite arrived just yet because we cut to the color shot, and he comes in and he sort of fades in.
And it was at this moment that I knew exactly where he was.
Oh, what? Where is he now? He's at Twin Peaks.
Yeah,
right?
Remember when I said he's going to turn around and it's going to be the sheriff's station?
Yeah.
Because that road looked really familiar to me.
Oh, this road right here. Yeah. What do you make of this beautiful little hair clip he's got here? Is there anything? It's not an owl. It's not green. Can't mean anything. Probably means.
Does he even know it's there? Maybe someone stuck it on as a joke.
I don't know. I think dudes with hair like this need to do something with their put shit in the back, right? To hold their hair out of their face.
I guess so.
Yeah, they got to do something. So he probably did it himself. Even the toughest men with long hair still need to tie it back there, brush it, like Tormund and Jon Snow do every night before bed. They comb each other's hair. That's not a spoiler, everybody. It's in season 1. All right. I guess. Oh, she actually reacts to his presence. So it's almost like she's like dialed in. She sort of has a sensitivity to these forces that come from the lodge.
It's sort of like when two Highlanders get close together, they can sense one another.
Yes, this is her glowing sword that Frodo carried, sort of.
Frodo, because he's an orc.
Yes, he's an orc, and she turned blue. So he turns around, boom, there he is. Oh,
and it's almost as though he can sense her at the same time because he gets this very angry look. And we know that what Andy was told by the giant, that she's very important and that someone wants to kill her.
But we know for sure that she's the only reason he's interested in the Twin Peaks Sheriff's Department, or is there more going on because this is the titular location in the show?
I think the bigger question is if this is a creature whose life is in danger by Mr. C, and we know that the fireman is the one who warned Andy that she was important and that someone was coming after her to kill her, why then would he transport him directly to the sheriff's station? Why would he facilitate the meeting of these two creatures unless he himself, being the fireman, could foresee the destiny of the events that have folded out to know that she would either be okay or wouldn't be okay?
Yeah, it is odd that they sent him here, right? Like
yeah,
they were obviously in charge because they had him in a cage.
Yeah, maybe it's trying to say that fate exists beyond the power and comprehension of even the giant, that he has no right to interfere. that he is simply there as a conduit to pass someone along to their destination of their choosing, and that he's enabling them to protect themselves by passing information to Andy because he foresaw this happening.
Well, right. I mean, that just depends on how far you want to extend his foreknowledge.
Yeah.
That's even the right word.
We don't really know to what extent the powers of the giant, the fireman,
he might have
are.
understood exactly how everything's going to play out and made a decision based on that, or he had no idea and just was throwing them together. So I guess it's sort of like free will versus self-determination, which is, I don't know if that's even close at all. I'm trying to sound smart and I'm failing. Look at these lips. He's got okay lips. Most white guys don't have an upper lip. Did you know that, James?
Really?
I've got a beautiful upper lip.
Are his eyes bigger than they should be?
I think he's wearing contacts. I think that's how they make him look super dilated like that. Because you can't, you know how hard it is to have when you have your eyes tested and they open your eyes up with that liquid? You're fucked up for a while. It hurts to be outside. You're like, I can't see shit. So these look like contacts. I think you can even see the edge of the contacts there a little bit. It's got to be that. What else could it be? What if he just they had jelly beans at the craft service table and he put them in his eyes? No. I was trying to think of a candy that's dark and black, and I came up with jelly beans.
What about licorice?
Well, I don't know. There's got to be like a chocolate that's shiny, dark.
Oh,
candies.
yeah, what are those?
What would be a shiny, dark candy?
Shoot, I got this.
Junior mints.
I was saying mint, and I was like, what's the start with?
Junior mint. Yeah, Donald Trump Junior mints.
Yes.
Okay, so puts his hand in his gun, or in his hand in his jacket.
Puts his hand in his gun.
Well, I was thinking gun, but there's just not a gun.
But he's clearly a man on a mission right now.
Yeah, look at him, Kyle MacLachlan. There he goes, but he sees Andy. Andy's getting some stuff out of his station wagon. And who says we were just talking about you there?
That's what Andy says. Says that to him. You didn't get a shot of Andy?
No, well, there is one back here. So there's Andy right there.
Okay.
Oh, hey, how you doing? Hey, there's one here.
I was a little terrified that Andy was going to be killed at this point. I wouldn't be able to handle that.
It would have been pretty rough if he just casual, and he would have been really casual. He would have just strolled up and just like just handed him, like just karate chopped him across the head.
Oh, it would have been so much worse if he had put his hand on his head and done the whole woodsman thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a whole thing I was thinking about, and I was talking to someone in the comments about this, is that what's the difference between the White Lodge entities and the Black Lodge entities?
Well, everybody knows that.
Well, we see the woodsman and we see Mr. C have both done something similar. The woodsman can kill by putting their hand on the forehead of someone and start making blood gush out of their head. Mm-hmm. Mr. C can kill someone by massaging the lower part of their face, as he did to a character earlier on in the show.
Okay.
So they have the power of destruction. But the firemen and the White Lodge entities tend to have the power of creation.
Right.
So, a little duality there.
All right, I like that. Just like you and me. I have the power of destruction, and you have the power of creation. Cremation. I meant to say cremation.
Yes.
James burns bodies into ashes.
Yes.
But mostly raccoons and cats and dogs and the occasional people. We were just so anyway, like, oh hey, but they think it's Doctor. They think it's Dale Cooper, Dr. Dale Huxtable.
Yeah,
Cooper.
he has no reason to believe that it's anyone else because he looks just like Dale Cooper, and he's returning to a place that he'd known in the past.
Yeah. Aside that from, he looks like a guy who's trying to invest in a strip club, but he does. It's the same face.
And it's important to know that Andy did have this experience with the fireman, but it seems as though that experience has been pushed to his subconscious. Because remember when everyone emerged from that experience and they basically said, I don't remember how I got back here. Mm-hmm. Something happened to us, but I can't remember. Yeah. I think the same holds true for Andy. He had a moment of clarity where he said, she's physically fine. We need to save her. She's important. Someone is trying to kill her. But I think after that, that instruction seeped down into a level that he can't access freely.
That could be it, yeah. I can see that. So anyway, back to the prisoners down below. The woman is making a lot of noise. She's sort of freaking out. Everybody's like, oh, Jesus, what the hell's going on with this chick? What the fuck? Is she okay? And they don't know.
Yeah, it's like a chicken screaming when it knows a fox is around the hen.
Oh, do they do that? Do they scream?
Well, they
do some more. Do they?
No.
Come on, more.
No.
You grew up with chickens, right?
No.
You didn't have... You had geese.
Well, yeah, I had a farm, but it was abandoned, and all the animals were dead. There was just like bones in the field and everything.
Really?
We would just go throw the bones around.
Like cow bones?
Yeah.
Cow bones are big, man.
There were cow bones, there were dog bones, there were...
Dog bones?
Well, there was a big groundhog hole, and there was...
This took a bad turn.
Well, no, in the silo was a giant groundhog hole.
Okay,
and
right.
Since the time I was a little kid, there was always a dead dog in there, and its head was down the hole.
Whoa.
And we assumed that maybe it got in a fight with the groundhog, and it punctured his throat or something, and it bled out in the hole.
Wait, you mean the head was like separated from the body?
No, it was his head was in the hole and his body was coming out of the hole.
Oh, okay.
It was a fairly big dog.
So the body was protruding, but the head was sort of jammed into a hole.
And it had a collar on too. It was like, who left their dog in here? I don't know.
Well, maybe the dog was from far away, or like no one ever saw the dog, and it just turned into a skeleton.
Yeah. So basically, it was my bone farm.
Did you guys do anything about the dog body?
I mean, eventually we took him out of the hole and then
filled the silo with seeds and stuff.
Well, we did grow stuff in there.
Oh, really? What did you grow?
Just weird weeds and grass and stuff like that. Just any seed we could find, we were throwing there, and it would spring up into like these weird plants.
Wow, it's like you own like a Zelda mission quest giver. That's correct. James has insane stories about his past. I love all of them. They're so funny. So the chicken. All right. Well, man, I just want to talk to you forever about that. We should do that on our Patreon. It's an exclusive podcast for Patreon only.
I don't think anyone cares about that story.
James, you got to start believing in yourself. All right. You tell funny ass stories about your nutty. A goose pooped in your mouth while you were in the back of a pickup truck.
Well, no, that happened. Well, the truck wasn't moving.
That's even funnier, because it makes sense if it's moving. Yeah. Like you're in a hurry.
I wasn't running behind the truck,
Yeah, no, I assumed you were sitting in the back of the truck, and like the goose was like further ahead, and the wind blew the shit into your mouth.
When I was loading the goose into the truck.
Oh, okay. It was above your head a little bit.
Well, that's why it was at face level, because I was like, "Here's your cage," and then it fired.
Oh, I always pictured you in the back going on the highway at like 50 miles an hour. And with goose crap whipping by your head.
No,
one of them happened to catch you in the mouth. It's still hilarious that a goose pooped in your mouth. Yeah, we had a bunch of crazy pets. I can tell you, we had a squirrel with a hamster with an inner ear disorder, and it almost died because it would spin around all day long, and then it wrapped it up its hand with twine, because we had cotton in there because we were stupid. We put cotton, we didn't realize it would turn it into twine, and my mom took it to the vet, and they were going to cut off the hand, and then save the hand, it's like, Mom, it's more expensive, fucking medication. So anyway,
let's get a prosthetic.
Feed that fucking thing to a cat or to a snake. Snakes are like mammals of cats, as everybody knows.
And snakes can't wrap their hands and cut their hands off.
Yes, I meant to say cats are the snakes of mammals. Mm-hmm. Okay, all right, sorry, that's a big distraction. Sorry to everybody. The distractions piss people off, but some people love the distractions too. Tangents is the word. Okay, all right, I'm going way too ahead. All right, so anyway, they're trying to get out. The guy finally collapses into the corner here. Apparently, he's really tired, and this dude sees a moment to strike. He's got a plan. He's got a key.
So do you recall
hidden in his boot?
Early on in the series, we had this wild theory that we were throwing around, saying that the shoes are the key to the awakening of Cooper. How like Leo saying new shoes, Cooper going through the outlet, leaving his shoes behind. Yep. Jade commenting on the shoes. The shoes, yes, they were always the key.
There's the shoes. They're very literally the key.
At least for Chad.
Kind of, yeah. I wouldn't tie those two theories together too much, but yeah, he's hit it.
No, I mean, that's the beauty of Twin Peaks. You take two things that are very loosely, arguably even non-connected, and then you connect them.
They're shoes. Oh my God.
It's in the heel, which is connected to the soul. The soul is the key to your whatever.
He's got 5 hands, whatever, thumbs.
There are 2 keys, 5 fingers, and where's a 3?
There's 2 and 3 on his other hand. He's got 5 on the other. It's 10 total.
2,
okay,
5,
whatever.
3.
Right, we're getting okay. So anyway, Lucy.
All right, and when I first saw this shot, there was a big red flag for me.
Right, which was Dell Computer. Okay, who knew they were still in business?
Yeah.
Gateway 2000 all the way, baby.
Okay, so what triggered my memory here was that we know that when Andy was pulled into the White Lodge or Fortress, whichever one you want to call it, I always have to make that disclaimer.
Just call it what you call it. Don't worry about other people.
Okay, but when he was pulled into that place, the Giant showed him a series of images and basically memories.
Right.
But one of those memories was something that had not yet come to pass, where it showed Andy guiding Lucy to what looked like the entrance to the conference room, and she was looking back and forth, and it was juddering and shaking all over the place as though she was looking at 2 people. And I interpreted that as though she would have to pick between the 2 Coopers, as though they would both be in the same room, and she would have to use the goodness of herself, the purity of her mind, to see through the evil doppelganger to show which one was the true Cooper.
Yeah.
So, and the reason I thought of that was because she was wearing that same exact sweater in that vision. So I knew something was going to happen with Lucy.
Right. The sweater of Pac-Man ghosts. Yeah, so, I mean, not really, if you look at it, but...
I like that, though.
Pine cone. Yes. God. Oh, that's some fucking, yeah, I love a good pine cone. So anyway, Andy comes in all excited. Hey, look who's back. Oh, boy, this is a big deal. Our old buddy, kid Dale Cooper, the FBI agent, is back. So they're all excited. She's super excited, too. She just loves him. Agent Cooper, hey. And he's just, like, kind of pretending. This is, like, about as nice as he could possibly be. Yeah. This guy is so evil. So he's like, oh, wow, boy, this is a real treat for everybody. They have no idea. They have no clue.
And this is what made me think that his newfound knowledge was in his subconscious, because he should have known something was wrong.
If he was explicitly told that was the guy to look out for.
But anyone, the vibe that this guy is sending off is not a Dale Cooper vibe.
Well, yes, I don't disagree, but I would defend Andy only because he's such a dim bulb. But yeah, Dale, the evil doppel Bob Cooper, puts out a super evil vibe. Yeah, and this is not good police. Not to say that police should be basing all their judgments based on instincts or only on instincts, but there's certainly something to be said for catching a weird vibe off of somebody being like, something's up with this guy. He looks like a murderer. And mostly it's because men with long hair are all murderers.
Well, of course, yes.
Yeah. All right. So this is what you saw.
Yes,
before.
This is the flashback to the scene that Andy saw, where she's apparently standing in front of what looks to me like the conference room, and she's looking back and forth. But I don't think during that vision we saw Andy run away. I don't recall that.
I don't recall. I barely recall what we just watched. So yeah, I have no idea. All right. So
this is new information for me.
But this isn't someone having a memory. This is just David Lynch showing us this flashback, right? It's not like this is Andy or Lucy.
It's
going,
what Andy was shown.
Yes, but they're not in the moment that we're currently living in or currently seeing. It's not either one of them experiencing this memory.
I'm not so sure about that. I mean, when's the next time we get a reaction shot from Andy?
We don't have one here in our pile here.
Because Andy does snap into a shape not too long from now. So I think this is him slowly recalling and realizing that there's something that needs to be done.
Or maybe that's him running off. Maybe that's why he's running off now, because it's like it blended together with the memory.
No, it hasn't happened yet, because she hasn't been taken to look inside the room yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, fair enough. Everybody, feel free to discount everything I say. You just take it, whatever I say, before you type up, hey, you're wrong. It's okay. I'm fucking wrong. All right, it's exactly right. Don't need to point it out. I mean, you can if you want. I don't mind.
What were those little candies or those little cookies that you could buy that had like the jelly in the middle of them?
Macaroons?
No. It was like I never eat them, but
yeah, I kind of know. What
it looks like those things.
Yeah, they have like the red jelly. It's like a
one
it's like like this one here.
Yeah.
Oh, that one? I don't know. That looks like a macaroon. That looks like a Wendy's burger, actually, now that I'm looking at it.
Oh, yeah, the square patties.
Yeah, square patties. The ones I'm thinking of have like a red jelly on top of like a beige, like regular color cookie. Kind of like a lighter colored cookie.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. My grandma used to give us all these fucking cookies, and we'd all be like, that's why we're all fat family. All right, ready? Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, hey, there he is. I didn't have anything to go with. Sheriff Truman, and they're real happy. They get him a chair. It's a little awkwardly
how far away he's sitting. Yeah,
like it's odd that the chairs aren't at the desk.
It's almost as though it's creating like a sense of tension, as though they're not warm, they're not close, they're not, he's apprehensive.
Got a bullhorn right there, Jim. Man, those are awesome. I've always wanted one. Go to McDonald's, but just stand outside the building and place your order. 3 McChickens, 1 McChicken, 1 McDouble, and what's the difference between a McDouble cheeseburger and a McDouble? Right,
we found that out. Yeah. The double cheeseburger has an extra slice of cheese.
The McDouble and the double cheeseburger. Double cheeseburger, extra slice of cheese. It's more expensive though, so you're gonna go broke. Okay, there's a nutrition tip from Hank and James. All right, Hawk.
Now, do you think Hawk did not show up here initially because Hawk would have been able to see through things, because he's sort of like the voice of rationality? He would have known that this is not Cooper, and he would have acted on it or tried to get some information out of him that only Cooper would have known?
I think, yes, I would have. That's exactly, yeah, I agree. That's exactly it. Look, he's got a statue of Pocahontas.
I was looking at the same thing there, and I was seeing Uma Thurman from Kill Bill.
Oh, yeah, with the yellow?
Yeah.
Doesn't she wear a yellow jumpsuit?
Yeah, but I know that's not what that is.
Yeah, it's probably not Pocahontas either. Damn it. You can't win everything, right? All right, so the lady's freaking out.
Yeah, the intensity is getting bigger and bigger and bigger because she knows the threat is looming and getting closer to her.
One of the things we can't convey well with this is the sound. Like, they did lots of atmospheric noise, lots of ambient kind of background hum, background intensity stuff going on in this episode.
Yeah, so Chad the corrupt cop has gotten the key out of his shoe. He's opened his cell, and now he's going to the evidence locker and the guns locker.
Yeah, there's evidence. That looks like evidence.
Yeah,
right?
It's both, yeah.
Yeah, sure. All right, so in the flesh, it's me, the Cooper, the guy that you think I am. And so this is where Dale yells at Lucy, or Andy, I mean.
Yes, right? Where Andy realizes something is very important, and he runs off.
Yes. And
which is not exactly as the vision showed, because in the vision, he didn't run off until after he had put her in front of the doorway.
Right.
But she's not in front of the doorway.
No.
So that's interesting.
But he does panic a little, and he does take off. It's about a lot of exercise. But this is a top-heavy man. He's tall. He's got this giant beer belly, and he is going to go tipping right over if he's.
I don't see him as a beer drinker, though.
No? This guy?
Well, maybe as a person, but not as Andy.
Well, can you have a beer belly without being a beer drinker?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Barrel-chested kind of. But this is a big...
Well, that's not his chest.
This is not his chest?
No, his chest is up higher.
But when people are barrel-chested, isn't it kind of the whole torso they're talking about? Or is it just...
I think it's the upper part, the chest.
Just within like a 4-inch radius of the nipples?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know about that. I'm not arguing that the belly is part of the chest. I'm just saying when the term...
No, anytime I've seen anyone who's been described as barrel-chested, it is not in any relevance whatsoever to their stomach.
I don't know if that's the case. It usually
it's the protrusion of the rib cage.
Yeah, but that goes hand in hand with the way your whole torso holds the stomach.
I mean, I'm not saying that you can't be barrel-chested and have a big gut at the same time.
Thank you.
You can.
Thank you, Judge.
But barrel-chested does not intrinsically mean that you have a big gut as well.
No, for sure. Having a big gut with small pecs and shoulders that's more pear-shaped kind of. But a pear-shape also goes into the butt. But he's got thin upper legs and a belly here. What the fuck are we talking about? All right, let's keep... Oh, I want to point out something really important.
He is like a stuffed scarecrow.
Yeah.
Just like the Wizard of Oz thing all over again.
Pine cones, but more importantly, James, owl. There's an owl right there.
And there's a duck above it.
And there's a rabbit right there, too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. James, if you picked up that duck, even though it's stuffed, it'd poop in your mouth.
It probably would.
All right, or your ears, depending on where you're. Okay, so this guy's just turning into a crazy monster.
He's starting to
peeling off his.
Yeah, he's peeling off his bandages to reveal what looks like a sore underneath. I'm not quite sure what that is.
I was a little worried he'd just start pulling on it and just yank it off like fruit by the foot.
Now, was he shot in the face, or was he? It's
I don't
hard
know.
to know.
But they certainly, speaking of negligent police work, they could have changed his bandages here. You do have to provide prisoners with medical care. You can't just let them have stagnant, rotting gauze held on his face with twine. Come on.
It wasn't stagnant and rotting. It looked like it needed to be changed at some point.
It's called dressing and needs to be redressed. It's disgusting.
Is.
I took EMT
what, is it
class.
Thousand Island?
Yes, it's it's ranch and it smells like it. I took EMT class in college, and I volunteered for a little bit to be like a first level responder. And I went to some football games and stuff. And then one guy got really drunk and he was in the bushes with a broken arm, or his arm was all fucked up. And he was so drunk he would refuse to let us cut off his sweatshirt because he liked it.
I thought you said arm.
No, his arm. Because you're supposed to
arm.
cut off their clothes if you can't get at the thing. Yeah. And I wasn't gonna do it. It was like the person I was helping. But then the cops come by and this one woman and he was being a dick to her, and then he left. She didn't do anything. And we go, hey, what was his name? To the cop, because we were trying to fill out a report. Because you're supposed to sign, I refuse service, but he wouldn't sign anything. So we're just trying to get as much information
because
as we
his arm
could.
was jacked up?
Well, I mean, he was shit-faced. It was his U of I, University of Illinois. The cop turns and she goes, Dwayne. We go, what was his name? And she goes, Dwayne. Dwayne asshole. Yeah. I just remember thinking how funny it was that she called him Dwayne asshole.
I was expecting to hear The Rock Johnson.
Dwayne the Rock asshole. But his arm was fucked up pretty bad. But it's okay. He was drunk. He was having fun. All right. So
what this actually means, I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I don't think we need to overthink it too much.
Yeah, I mean,
he's just an irritant for Chad.
Yeah, I mean, he's sort of like a sounding board. He's a mirror. He's a bouncing board. He has no original thoughts. Everything he said is bounced off of him. But do you think this is going back to the whole sickness of Twin Peaks, the plague, the throwing up, the kid in the car when the traffic stop? Is he just like an embodiment of that?
No.
Like a festering sore of a human being?
Yeah, a little bit of that, but I don't know. I think David Lynch just needed a reason to make this jail scene more tense than it was.
Yeah, maybe.
And this guy adds a lot of tension because he repeats things, but also he's a horrifying monster. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so all right. So anyway, Chad is who's he pointing at? Is he pointing at him?
He's pointing at Andy.
At Andy. Wait a minute. Oh,
good cop, Deputy Andy.
Yeah, no, I knew that part, but I thought that maybe something else happened earlier because we didn't see Andy come in. Drunk man ran. He calls him a pussy, and the drunk guy. I did like that he repeats the stuff. Yeah. You want to read this one here, James? Read the top.
Drunk man mumbling.
You're a pussy, Andy. See, look at you now. We're a real team. We got infamous chemistry. I mean, famous chemistry.
All right, so I knew something. The green glove, Hulk glove, pile driver fist had to come into play here.
Yes. It would be weird for this whole sequence to go down if he didn't use his green glove.
Now, I was thinking what was going to happen was he was going to bend the bars with his hand to somehow escape, but that's not what happened.
I actually thought he was going to punch between the bars and just really beat the shit out of the guy.
When I was watching it, that's what I thought too.
Yeah, but no, he actually does the easiest thing to film. He punches open the door, and the door bonks him. Oh, pow! That was a little disappointing. They kind of made it seem like this guy's fist was going to just tear holes in the place, but no, he
probably held back a little bit so as not to kill Chad. Yeah, he knows the extent of his power.
Yeah.
And Andy, I guess, is just so grateful that he didn't get killed that he's not too concerned that the prisoners are free now.
No, not really. Yeah, everything's kind of chaotic at this point too. So yeah, boy, I really want to make a joke about how he beats off with that hand and turns it into banana pulp. All right, body thuds. Boom, he's done. And the phone rings, and ring, ring, ring. Lucy, she's starting to pick up on these bad vibes going on because her husband freaked her out a little bit, which should be. Who's calling here?
This is Dale Cooper himself, which freaks her out because she knows, or she at least thinks, that Dale Cooper is actually in the room talking to Sheriff Truman right now.
Yeah, she just talked to Dale Cooper. Yeah.
And remember, she also was freaked out by people who were calling her from cell phones.
Yes.
So it's hard to say at this point whether she's freaked out because it's Dale and there's two Dales, or because I guess it is two Dales, because how can he be in one place and another place at the same time?
Right. And as we find out that he's on the road too, there's a phone call online too. All right, Lucy. So yeah, she there they are. That's him with his goons.
With the Mitchum brothers, Candy, and the other two whose names aren't important.
Yeah. Now, at first glance, I might say, hey, FBI probably wouldn't travel with two casino mob bosses and whatever. You know, this is very unusual. Maybe take their help to get to the airport or something, like take the flight, and then they get their own resources. Mm-hmm. But he has been in an interdimensional holding pattern for 25 years, so it's not like he's got standard FBI. They wouldn't put him right back on the job.
I'm pretty sure his FBI license has expired.
Yeah, they wouldn't be like, hello, it's the guy that went missing 25 years ago. And they're like, all right, well, just keep working. Like, they're going to be like, oh, come in. We're going to need to talk to you. We're going to get you evaluated.
I'm pretty sure they've since given his office to someone else.
Yes, to Sonny Jim. All right, so there he goes. Now it's the real Cooper calling.
And a good touch here is that Agent Cooper did not realize that this was not Harry Truman. So during the time that he was in the lodge, he didn't know everything. There's certain little pieces of information that he was not privy to. Yeah. So he corrects him and goes, no, this is Frank Truman, Harry Truman's brother.
Yes, I did like that. I did appreciate it. Even look at these girls. Even when they're driving, they have to act all space cadet-y. That's man, what a tough job. All right, so this guy's paying real close attention to him, though, because he knows exactly what's going on.
He can tell exactly what this conversation is going on about.
Yeah. And so Sheriff Truman also picks up on it, and they have a old-fashioned gun pull fight, where they pull their guns real quick, and they start shooting, and bang, bang.
And there was a really weird thing. We both picked up on it. His hat definitely moved.
Yeah. His hat, it was so fast. I thought it, popped, but yeah, it sort of just... It's like someone was behind him and poked it in the back.
Yeah, and originally I thought, okay, so the bullet went through the top of the hat, but there's no hole or no damage to the hat. It's almost like it whizzed by his hat. Or are we supposed to believe that he was protected in some way by some lodge entity, that someone was there to watch over him? Maybe it was Harry's not dead, though. I don't know.
Right. I wonder if we slowed it down really, a lot, we'd see a pew, a bullet bounce off of this or something.
I don't buy that...
That Cooper would miss?
Well, no.
Or evil Cooper.
Okay, to be more clear, at this moment when I was watching it, I didn't buy that he could draw faster than Mr. C could have. Yeah, because of his age. Yeah. But then after this shot goes around, we get the true reality of what happened.
We see that.
So he did not beat Mr. C to the draw. It was Lucy behind him.
Lucy was there with a gun already. And she must have had it out. I mean, meaning she came around the corner with the gun drawn, because she wouldn't have had time to pull it up.
So I guess she had a gun at her desk all this time.
Yeah, she's a trained killer. I've always said that about Lucy. I said she's a murderer. Look at those eyes. Yeah, so look at the way she talks.
Yeah, this diverges from the vision, but it's interesting. She had to make a choice. She saw... I guess it kind of does ring true that she was able to look and see through the evil doppelganger Cooper to know that was not Cooper. Right. Because I don't think she would have been able to shoot Cooper.
No, probably not. But she is don't get between a mama bear and her cubs. Yeah. And this is family, okay? So she ain't gonna let anybody hurt family.
Yeah, and who would have thought at the very beginning of the season that the one person to bring down the evil Mr. C would be Lucy?
Yeah, that's right. That's funny. It's kind of perfect. That's a nice detail. Yeah. He likes it. He's enjoying it. No, that's just.
What would a taunt that she would give be?
A taunt? Yeah. Oh, like a catchphrase.
Yeah. Your funeral director called. He's on the blinking line.
Okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah. She would say, "It's gonna be." I got nothing, James. I'm sorry. The McDonald's is kicking in. I'm starting to. I can feel it. All right. You want to go? Keep going?
No.
Mine wasn't good.
Andy likes the beige coffin, but I like the red.
That's funny. Reference to the chair debate that they had. It's good. I got nothing. I don't know. Game over for you. See, it's not singing to me. There they go. And look, she's out back there doing that weird stuff. Mm-hmm. So anyway, this is speaking, by the way, this is real Cooper. Dale Cooper, right?
Yeah, he heard the sound of the gunshot behind him. He wants to make sure everything's going on. You know, he's very close to the sheriff's station. He's going to arrive momentarily. but now he knows that it was the evil doppelganger that was there standing across from Sheriff Truman,
Right.
and he's now saying, don't go anywhere near the body.
Yes, stay away. That's a dangerous body. Look at her. What a killer. Yeah, he's like, holy crap, Lucy, damn, you can't believe that happened. Look, we got an owl. James, look, owls.
Yeah.
Oh, a python.
God.
Andy, I think he heard did he hear the gun? Anyway.
He must have.
Yeah, he must have heard it. So he's like, everybody got to get upstairs. So this defies the whole thing that they got to be kept safe.
Yeah, he's saying, I hear a violence and death upstairs. Come on, everyone, we're going up.
Release the prisoners.
Yeah.
Although some of them are prisoners. Yeah, I don't know what his thinking is.
It seems like a very...
Maybe he'd run upstairs first, just take a look around, and then be like, oh, okay, the threat's dead, we can take everybody upstairs.
Yeah, or at least stay down there and concentrate your aim on the stairway leading down into the cells.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And scream, identify yourself when you hear a noise.
Yeah, but that's true. So he's a little hasty to just say he's dead. You should probably get up and make sure, put a couple more in his head. No, I'm just joking like that. But, like... check his body, kick him, do that thing where you use two hands to close their eyelids. In movies when it always looks so easy. I bet you it's not that easy.
You had to put the silver dollars on there.
Yeah. Oh, the coins on his face.
Yeah, for the River Styx, Sharon Osbourne
Tywin
takes
Lannister.
You across the River Styx.
Flat rocks with eyes painted on them. Just put them on the eyeball. Wait to let Jamie Lannister stand around while it rots. All right, so then comes the guy with the gardening glove, the deer back there.
Freddie.
Freddie. Super Smash. Power glove, not something they bought at the hardware
Now
store.
you're playing with power. The power glove.
But this Naido is very much more sedate. She's calmed down a bit. I think the threat is gone away.
Yeah, and
her senses.
Lucy says a wonderful line. I understand cellular phones now.
So I didn't pick up that. I mean, I knew that she had an issue with cell phones, but I didn't realize it's because she figured out because the other Cooper had called from a cell phone.
Well, and this also proves that Mr. C was the one who was jamming her brain, preventing her from understanding basic concepts. So as soon as he died, she starts understanding things.
She's Einstein.
I don't really believe that.
Yeah, that's not new. That'll be on Reddit tomorrow. All right. So yeah, there she is, and who the hell's coming behind her?
That's Hawk.
Oh, that's Hawk. Speaking of Einstein, it's like she's about to be murdered by Einstein.
Who is that?
Well, I mean, from that little angle here, I don't remember.
There's only one other person in the whole sheriff station it could be.
Well, I just react by what I'm looking at.
And we just saw the episode.
I can barely remember. Seriously, I have a strange brain. It doesn't. I am really good at fate. I'm horrible with names. You understand what I'm saying, James Dow? Wait,
yes.
Wait, what was it called? Jow Dow? Jow Day. James Day.
Yes.
Jow. Yeah. Okay. See, bad with names. Look at her. She's going, oh yeah. She's listening to some music in her head. All right. So he doesn't even get up. You just had a shooting in your office. Stand up. But anyway, they're like, whoa, my God. Hawk comes in. Everybody's having their moments here. What else? You take over. I feel like I've gotten off track here.
Well, they say that Agent Dale Cooper is on the way, but Hawk says that is Agent Dale Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, no, it's not.
Oh, okay. All right,
So
where's Andy going here? Looks like he's taking
Andy's probably running to find Agent Dale Cooper because as soon as he leaves the room, all heck breaks loose.
Yeah, it turns real nutty. So with the light kind of goes dim.
Remember when Ray shot Mr. C?
Yeah.
And all the woodsmen came in and started trying to revive him?
Yes.
And they pulled out of him this giant black orb, the same one that exuded itself from the experiment mother or Judy. Jowday.
Yeah.
And it had Bob's image on it. So we know that Bob was inhabiting or at least coexisting symbiotically within Mr. C.
Yes.
So now, presumably, the same thing is going to happen. The woodsmen are going to come and revive him.
You made that prediction. I was skeptical based on nothing. No, I wasn't at all. But you did make that prediction. And then you were right. Look who shows up. The old woodsman guy.
But something happens, and I'll point it out when it happens, but it kind of surprised me. Did it surprise you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. But we got a lot of dark screenshots here. I don't brighten it up in Premiere, but so it's a little hard for us to see what's going on right now. These are the hands all over the body. They're they turned his whole torso into a rib xylophone.
Yeah, and they start rubbing blood across his face and stuff. It's very odd.
Real handsy. Sometimes when you see acting, you see actors in a show like they're kissing or they're touching each other in a way that's really close. Mm-hmm. Not even sexual, but just lots of physical. You're like, man, these actors really got to get in there. And like Kyle MacLachlan just has to be okay with these gross dudes just rubbing hands and rubbing shit all over his face.
Well, I'm sure he's being well compensated.
Absolutely, yeah. I bet he makes at least $20 to $22 an hour, definitely, easily.
He gets Burger King coupons.
Yeah, for sure. So handsome, sexy James. I almost said he showed up, but no, he's been here for a while. I thought it was odd. So the lights are flashing on and off, but he comes over and comforts her, puts his arms around her. Now, look, the instinct to console someone who is clearly has she looks disabled. Oh my God, her finger's not the same length as her other fingers.
Well, that's because she's an interdimensional species.
Oh, because it's bent.
The only thing I can think of right now, which is how many additional eyes you could fit on James's forehead.
Right here? Well, let's do the math. 1, 2. Neil deGrasse Tyson, we need you, buddy. Fill it in. Do the math. But I was saying, like, he comes over and he comforts her, and I thought that was peculiar because, it's like you want her to know that she's safe, but also people are sensitive about being touched without permission. Blind people, I imagine, don't like when strangers grab them unless they know they need help right away, and like you can touch their elbow or put your hand on their back.
Again, you're treating her like she's a human being and that she's blind and that she's disabled and there's something wrong with her.
Okay.
None of which is true.
Yes, however, I'm talking about the perception that these two guys would have. They weren't explained.
Here's the thing. We don't know how.
No, but I just made a great point.
Well, it would have been a great point if she was human.
No, it would have been it doesn't matter if she's human or not. It's what they perceive in the moment as far as the decision he makes.
They're treating her as though she's human, but she may not be perceiving it the same way because she is not.
I know. I'm not talking about her response. I'm saying I wouldn't go up and grab a blind woman without saying,
she's not blind, though.
But from his perspective, she's blind because of her face. Of course.
You're calling James dumb? James has always been smart.
What's dumb about that? If you see someone with this face, I wouldn't even think they're blind. I'd think there's something way worse going on. I mean, I would think they're blind too, but I'd be like, with the cuts and stuff, that's like, I'd be like, lady, knock off the body modification, okay? You can still have sex without messing up your body so much like that. I'm not saying she's not what you say she is. I'm saying to his perception, I'm not saying he did anything wrong either, by the way.
You pick strange things to me, at least.
You'd go up to somebody who you thought was blind and touch her without asking permission.
We've just watched an episode where soot-covered woodsmen descend from another dimension to revive an evil entity that gets shot down by a meek secretary.
I didn't see that part.
And you're worried about James grabbing her by the shoulders?
I'm not worried about it. I'm raising it as a topic is an interesting thing because there is a gray area here. It's not exactly black and white. She's somebody who looks by appearance that would need more help than other people because of the condition of her face, whether you know she's an interdimensional being or not, and you wouldn't assume she is.
Well, James doesn't know that.
James doesn't know that. So you go up and you touch her, you'd say, unless you have a rapport with her, which maybe we missed the part in jail where they became friends across the prison hallway, which I know didn't happen because she just spent most of her time sitting there chittering away.
So if someone looks injured or disabled or different, you should never touch them or treat them with compassion or treat them like a human. Got it. Moving on.
Exactly what I was trying to say. Thanks for saying. No, of course you would. But you do it with communicate. You say, I'm here, you're safe, my name is James, I'm going to protect you, this is okay, you're safe now.
I think at this point he knows that she doesn't communicate that way.
Well, then he should have learned her language, and he should have said to her...
Well, the language of touch.
James.
He was there... Well, actually, no, he wasn't there when Andy picked her up and comforted her that way.
And she might even have been grateful to have a stranger, the warming touch of a stranger coming from behind you after a tense moment. I mean, maybe that's the case. I'm not, I'm super hyper aware of people's personal space. That's my whole thing.
You seem to care about this Naito character more than anyone.
I'm just, my BO.
No, it's
my BO proves I don't care about people's personal space. Obviously not my own. All right, so I can't tell what this shot is. It looks like a guy. It's too dark on our screen here, guys. Sorry.
That is Lucy. You can tell from the sweater.
The macaroon spots. Yeah, the macaroons isn't quite. Yeah, the Wendy's burger and.
So the woodsmen are doing their thing still.
Mm-hmm. They're sharing a bong.
Yeah.
There it goes. But yeah, this is all the touching that they're doing. It's kind of gross. Mm-hmm. Playing them, pressing on them, poking them, and bringing them back to life. Though, right? This is the move.
Yep.
That we've seen them do before, kind of. So, the real fuzz is here, right? Mm-hmm. The feds have showed up. Oh wait, no, this is the other. This is just.
Those are the feds, the FBI.
But it's the Fed. This is not the one I was thinking of.
No,
another.
You're thinking of Gordon Cole.
Yeah, that's when they come really tearing in.
But he is the FBI.
He's the deputy director. That's a pretty big position.
Well, no, I'm saying Agent Dale Cooper is the FBI.
All right,
he said so himself.
I am the FBI. All right, so he rushes in and he goes straight in there, and Andy, it's dark and it's crazy inside. Andy helps. Oh, those guys are. oh my God, I'm Dale Cooper. Here I am for everybody. What do we do? Music is very ominous. These guys are grabbing in hands and they're gross. And
so this is a huge moment. This is the first time Doppelganger has been in the same room with the real Agent Dale Cooper.
This is
big.
This is Cooper Bowl.
Yes, I like that.
Cooper Bowl is real, just like I predicted. Anyway, there's the slimy, gross hands, bloody. This is a cool shot, actually, the way it kind of traveled across down his body like that. I appreciated that they took the time to make this shot here. Yeah, look at that. And there he goes.
So at this point, we see something rising up out of him.
It opens up. Go ahead.
And this is the part that really surprised me, because you remember at the very one of the earlier episodes where he's looking in the mirror and Mr. C looks in the mirror and his face morphs into Frank Silva's face, Bob's face, and he says, "Oh, good, you're still here with me." So we can presume that they were one and the same. It was Bobble Cooper.
Yeah.
And then after he was killed, this thing rose up out of him and was taken away. So it assumed at that point that Bob was no longer a passenger within the doppelganger of Cooper.
Right.
But it seems as though that's not been the case, that Bob has been there all along, because here's Bob rising up out of him once again.
So did he never leave, or did he get reattached?
It seems as though he got reattached somehow. It looked as though he left, but maybe he never left. Who knows? But clearly he's coming out of him again.
Yeah. Which we didn't know. We didn't see the face right away, but then they do cut to the face. So we got a lot of crazy, weird angle shots.
Yeah, this is what surprised me. I was not expecting to see the face of Bob in this thing.
Right, yeah. Were you were surprised, but did it add to the experience, or do you think it took it away?
It changed my interpretation of every other time I saw the evil Doppel Cooper, what do you want to call it?
Yeah, Double Dale.
Yeah, because now I have to question as to everything I saw, because I was judging him in two ways. I was judging him as doppelganger plus Bob power versus doppelganger power.
Oh, I see.
So, but I guess all along he still had Bob's power.
Or maybe it was a weakened version of Bob too.
Maybe.
But like it's easy to beat up a caterpillar.
How was Bob different on the weekend?
Weekend.
A weekend version.
It was a weekday version of it. Oh man, that really is a Wendy's burger, isn't it?
Yeah.
Totally. I cannot not think about that. Oh jeez, I'm Dale. Yeah, so things are going nuts. Sound effects. She's even having a crazy time. James is comforting there though, against her wish. No, I don't know. They're obviously buddies. They obviously had a lot of time to bond. They pass each other prison notes. Oi! So he gets knocked down and everything's going nuts. What's going on here? Who's this? Are you Freddie? Oh, that's the guy. That's
Agent Dale Cooper is asking, I think he's asking, are you Freddie?
Right. Now, how did he know about this Freddie? Where did he get the name Freddie? Where did Agent Dale Cooper...
Well, it makes me... Because Dale Cooper was in the lodge for a very long time with the fireman, and the fireman was the one who pulled Freddie in and directed him to the pile driver glove. So it presumed that he was speaking to the fireman, and that this destiny was set up not only by the fireman, but was done in coordination with Agent Dale Cooper.
Yeah, all right. That's plausible. I dig it. I'm down with that. And yeah, this is me destiny. He's got some crazy accent. I don't know what godforsaken hellhole he comes from, but anyway, he talks like that. And there's Bob. So Freddie is a powerful weapon, as we know. He's wearing a gardening glove. Of course he is. So Freddie steps up to the plate, and he knows what he's got to do. He's got to fight off this orb, this flying coagulate of black ooze containing the disembodied head of the greatest nemesis this land has ever seen. And what does he do? He pounds it, right? We don't have good screen.
So it's almost as though that when he's attacking, it reminded me a lot of the scene where the experiment, the mother, the Judy was attacking the two people who were tasked with guarding the glass box. It was like this swooshing, slashing, cutting, reverberating, vibrating, intense attack.
Oh, and when there was the woman and the guy were getting it on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forget their names.
I was hoping you wouldn't bring that up because I can't remember that either.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Damn, but
like 2 days ago, I could tell you just like that, but now
I know in the spot at the under the gun, it's tough to pull it all up. That explains why I fuck up so much when we talk. But that whole storyline with the billionaire's New York apartment with the thing, that was. It's not a criticism. I'm not saying I disagree, but I kind of expected that to play a much bigger.
I did too.
Recurring thing, like the boxes that tap into this world that they use to sort of observe through it, or they can use as entrances. It really wasn't much, considering how much they timed. I guess that was, for me, that was kind of like me getting used to David Lynch's pace in a way too. Yeah. It seemed like they took their time getting into those two characters, and they're banging, and then the thing, and the kids watching the thing all the time, but then it's just not really brought back.
It was almost like a metaphor for the show in and of itself. You're sitting there watching intently an empty box waiting for something to happen, and most of the time nothing happens.
Right.
So it's just a lot. It kind of encompasses the theme of Twin Peaks. It's like a lot of scenes, nothing seems to happen, but
yes, and there's sort of a kind of trust that requires persistence. Like you have to be like, all right, trust him. It's gonna pay off. 18 episodes later. We're only 17 episodes in. So all right, anyway, so yeah, but he gets hit or the blood comes at him.
Yeah, he's getting torn up.
Yeah,
and yeah.
So they're basically doing action with camera movement, moving it around and editing, and but he does get back up and he goes for another swing.
Yeah, so this is exactly like the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather fight.
Right. Yes, it's precisely.
Yeah, this is better than paper. They're both on Showtime.
Is he Irish? Is this guy Irish, I think?
Probably not.
Yeah, well, he's wearing a green glove. I mean, that's pretty close to Irish. They're the green people.
Yeah.
They like leprechauns.
Now, if you go back real quick.
I'm allowed to say that, James, because some of my best friends are Irish.
Yes.
Actually, no, but I am part English. So there you go.
Could you go back 2?
All right.
Okay, so that is his shadow behind him.
Shadow.
So I was making sure the shadow was in line with him.
Yeah.
And it is.
Oh, I see, yeah. Like if the shadow's back here doing like, MC Scat Cat dancing or something along the wall. It would be funny, too, if there was like cameraman and David Lynch's hair shadow over here. Just like they're just stupid enough to put the lights behind the equipment, which obviously they're not. So take that.
So I love how it says intense punch lands, because we know the capability of this kid. Mm-hmm. We know how fierce his punch can be.
Yeah.
And he holds back every single time. So now he's giving it the full intensity of his power, and he is really hitting this thing with some force.
This is also the moment where everybody gets drunk at the prom.
Punch drunk love, yes.
Not punch drunk love, but
intense punch land. Oh, I get it.
Somebody spiked the punch with vodka. You know that old move from every '80s movie was based around somebody spiking the vodka or spiking the punch.
Yeah,
but let me pour in half a tiny fucking flask of vodka and everybody's gonna get drunk. No, it wouldn't work like that. No. You need a lot more.
But this kind of shows that like any other person who was here at this time would not stand a chance against Bob. If it takes multiple punches from this powerhouse of a punch guy, then it would never have been possible without him.
Yeah, it's like they brought up a character that had just enough strength points to take him down, just barely, because he took a couple of bad hits on his way too, during the fight. So yeah, everybody, we get a bunch of lights and stuff and flames and just describing what's on screen. What is it? What's flame? Is this Bob being blown into smithereens?
Well, this could have a reference because like we know that Bob was created and born of fire from the nuclear blast. We know that the symbolic phrase of stepping between dimensions and through the Black Lodge and whatnot is fire walk with me.
Oh yeah.
So fire and Bob are kind of like one and one.
That's right. Bob backwards is Bob. Fire backwards is E-Rife.
Yes.
Or riff, I guess. What's that? Oh my god. So there he is looking at stuff.
Now what do you think David Lynch was saying to everyone else? Look and act confused.
Yeah. It's gone ape shit. What's this guy's name again? I forget. Cowboy
Frank Truman.
Robert Forrester.
Frank Truman.
Is that another owl? That better not be a fucking owl.
Yeah. So now the orb has emerged as like this volcanic molten orb.
Sure, and it's making a hole in the ground too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's a volcano thing. But then it rises. Is it rising up, right? Yeah,
yep.
It floats up. Bob is still
kicking. Alive and kicking.
This is not proper gun handling technique.
You think he'd be shooting at it.
Or shooting at it, but
we're trying to help.
Finger on the trigger when you don't intend to shoot. No. That's not the way you should be doing. Keep that finger straight. Plus, he could blow off his own fingers here. That would be funny if he did that, though. The rest of episode 18 is just about him recovering at the hospital and then dying from a staph infection. All right, so
I didn't expect the orb to come back and attack again, but it does, and it goes after him again. And I was thinking, holy crap, this is going to be the end of Freddie.
Yeah, it turned into
Bob's going to win.
Bob turned into Dave Grohl for some reason. Is that the actual actor?
Yes.
Oh, really? All right. So with my death bag,
there's Lucy. Now this was interesting because I wonder if this was a discarded line that they used that was on the cutting room floor that they've had all along, where Bob was talking about his death bag, because I don't recall him ever saying that.
Well, what's the first part of this sentence here? Do you remember?
No, yeah, I'm going to catch you with my death bag.
Oh.
So either that is something that was said prior from Bob that I don't recall, or it was something that was edited out and was never used that they're pulling back now.
What's a death bag?
I don't know.
Like a body bag?
I mean, it could be, or it could be referencing the plastic that Laura was wrapped in. I'm going to kill you and wrap you in plastic too, my death bag. I really don't know.
All right, yeah. Okay, maybe it is the plastic.
I'm hoping someone can tell us if that's something that has been said before and is being reused, or if this is something that was just kind of sitting in the archives, or if maybe if we look in the credits when this is over, if someone else was doing Bob's voice.
Yeah, or maybe somebody played Deathbag as a character.
Maybe.
All right, so we keep going there, and so he goes for another swing. That's a nice shot there. There's the fist coming right at the camera. And Dale Cooper even, oh man, oh boy.
He looks a lot like Dougie in that scene.
Yeah.
It's like there's not much going on in that expression.
Well, there's mostly one emotion going on in that expression. It's just a state of kind of surprise.
That's how he looks at Jade.
But the important thing actually is these shadows and these things behind him, because the punch was so severe that it smashed him into bits.
And they rise up into the ceiling.
Turned him into chunks, yeah, and they float up, and they kind of just disappear once they hit the ceiling. Although maybe they go through the second floor and there's like some guy sleeping up there, gets a tickle on his tank. Oh my god, wake up.
So it's hard to say at this point that Bob is defeated and Bob is dead, but Dale Cooper seems to think that everything's okay now.
Yeah, I mean,
the fact that the shards of the orb get away kind of bothers me a little bit, but...
True. Season 4, maybe a spin-off, huh?
Maybe.
Triforce, right? Three pieces.
That's Zelda.
I know, but now they have an orb force, and it's several force.
Orb force.
They call it several force because there's a bunch of them, and they have to go find the different pieces and reunite them in order to form a new evil villain, setting up season 5. Why am I not writing television shows, James?
Yes, they have to find all the pieces and reassemble it. Introducing Ball Squad.
And he holds it up every time they find one. All right, so there he goes. He goes, oh, good job there, son. Here. Oh, yeah, so he immediately goes into action. Look, they got a pheasant. And
he puts the owl ring onto Mr. C. And he does this because he's been instructed to do so by Mike. And because of what we witnessed with Ray, we know that a person who was killed while wearing, or who is recently deceased and then has the ring put onto them, will be sent to the lodge.
Yes. Right. So this is to get him back into the lodge. And I know they know what they're doing and all that, but hey, why don't you move the gun? Get the gun away from the guy. All right? I know that's a thing.
Does the gun go with him to the lodge?
To his clothes? He should show up naked, shouldn't he?
No, it said, does the gun go with him to the lodge?
Oh, it's like part of the kit? Like toys?
Action figure, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out.
I don't think it does.
I doubt it does. But again, I'm not an expert on policing, but I have watched a lot of TV.
So then all the dry ice in his pocket starts getting out.
Yeah. I did like that effect, though. It kind of came over his chest. I actually appreciated that they faded quickly. They didn't give it a lot of time. They didn't like let it soak in and stuff. So, oh look, his eyes are open. It's kind of fucked up. All right, so Hawk is thinking, oh man, boy, wearing fishing lures for earrings. It's probably culturally insensitive what I just said there.
Probably
somehow, but if you were on an island and you needed fishing lures, so there he goes. Yeah, all right, there he is. James gone. Not bad. That's the greatest way to dispose of a body. Cool.
But OJ's really jealous.
Is this what is that?
It's a Louis Vuitton cigar.
Is that a cigar?
No, it looks like a cigar to me.
Or is it a thing that has a slit in the desk and you put a piece of paper on there and you push down like a thing that pushes it into the garbage or something?
I don't
That sounds completely crazy, but I think I've seen those before. I don't know why. Look at his gross old hand. Okay, so what else is going on here? Everybody's shocked. Oh, yeah. Why are these guys around?
Well, they're just standing observing the absurdity of what's going on in front of them.
But it's like having this visitors from the wrong movie in the show at this point. They just don't quite... I don't know. I mean, I know they're there, but stay outside. You're in a police station here, you monsters.
They're officially part of the Twin Peaks family now. They are in on one of the most significant events to ever happen in the history of Twin Peaks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're authentic. They are part of canon officially.
Jim Belushi.
Not that they weren't before, but even more so now.
In a lot of ways, Jim Belushi is the Mark Hamill of Twin Peaks. You know, people think of him as one of the greats, even though he didn't get a lot of acting work afterwards until The Joker, and he did a bunch of video game voiceovers, and he had a great career though. I'm sure he did fine. Mark Hamill.
Yes.
He's a nice guy. He tweets really. He's a good tweeter. That's funny. There was a tweet going around about him wearing the same sweater. He's worn the same sweater for 30 years. They have a young one, same sweater. Old guy, same sweater.
Once you find something that works, you stick with it. That's how I like.
I like that you commented on it as if it's an important point.
It is. That's how I live my life.
I have clothes that are years and years old. I still wear the original diaper that my parents put on me when I was 1. I wear it as
never taken it off.
I wear it as a head warmer.
Bronzed.
Yes, that's right. It's heavy. Okay, so there's the ring. It did ting 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 right onto the floor here of the white black lodge. It's just the lobby
of the waiting room.
Waiting room. Thank you. And of course Cooper knows that there's an important room here. The original key, the original room.
Which I believe he was told by Major Garland Briggs that Sheriff Truman would have it. Now, Major Garland Briggs didn't tell him which Sheriff Truman would have it, but that's hence the reason why he thought that he was speaking to Harry before.
Yeah.
Because he knew it was Harry Truman, that it was Sheriff Truman, but,
Sure.
But he knows that he has it.
Right.
So he's asking for it.
So he asked for it, and of course it's in his pocket. He just pulls it right out. And,
even though he was supposed to give it to Harry. I guess he didn't get around to it yet.
Yeah, maybe he hadn't gotten to the hospital yet or something. So this is the po-po showing up. We got these Fed trucks here with the lights behind the thing, the lights in the grill. Federal, I saw a bunch of cars on the highway going, and then they like drove on the side. They were like undercover, these type of trucks. I was like, geez, what's going on? Is Joe Biden in town? They were driving in the median.
Okay.
I don't think it was Joe Biden. But, okay, there you go. I don't know what the fuck. What are these? Are they stitches? They look like they're sewed up.
Maybe she's just really, really bad at doing makeup and she overdoes it.
That could be it. This could be mostly foundation with a bunch of fake eyelashes poking out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably... Actually, I think that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
But James has moved in here. They're married now. He's really giving her the go.
He needed something to do.
Well, no,
you can't just have James awkwardly standing in the corner.
True. And she obviously is appreciating his comfort. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I comforted a woman once myself. It was a nice time. Okay, and then all of a sudden this happens, and he's staring. What's he looking at? Is he looking at her?
It's almost as though once he makes eye contact with her, he resonates and he understands something, or he sees something that we don't, and he enters this like metaphysical state where he's sort of here but not there.
Yeah.
I would equate it to like the state in which Philip Jeffries was in when he came into the police department 25 years ago and started talking about Judy. It's as though he's about to do something, he's about to take a different form, if you will, but he has to get some information out first because he's made a connection.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
It is strange. I mean, they did this opacity thing here with his face on, but then they just let the scene play out.
But it's almost...
But his face is there the whole time.
Yeah, it's almost as though he knows exactly at this moment in time that there's something he has to do. Something has become clear to him. He knows what his path is, and he knows that he has to leave. But before he does that, he wants to say his final farewells. Or not necessarily final farewells, but he wants to bid adieu because he doesn't know if he's going to
So you think this is
see them again.
Just a reason for him for the filmmaker or the showmaker, whatever, to showcase all these people as if they're saying, as if Kyle MacLachlan is bidding adieu, as he so eloquently
almost
said?
I mean, I think he's about... It's sort of like that think about it from a video game perspective.
Oh, I already have.
It's sort of like you just saved your game, and you know that this is the point of no return. You're going to go and fight the final boss and go into the final level, and you can't come back from it. So you want to say to all your party members before you leave, hey, it's been nice knowing you. You guys are great. I really like you guys. Hope I see you again. Don't really know what's going to happen, but, if worst comes to worst, I really enjoy being with you guys.
Nice little tour of the town square. Go to the inn where you met your girlfriend and say, hey, thanks for the turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know video games. So anyway, Officer Briggs?
Yep, he needs to bring some mega elixirs for him because he's running low.
What? Mega elixirs? What is that? What's a mega elixir?
Have you ever played a video game? Some Phoenix Downs, some potions.
Which game?
Any RPG, namely Final Fantasy.
Oh, mega elixir?
Yeah.
Oh, you said mega elixir.
Mega elixir.
Oh God, this is just, I can't believe this is a country here with all these different people in America. Mega, okay, all right. Okay, all right, I'll move on. But, okay. I'm all twisted around the theory as to why this head is here. Is he staring at the woman's eye? Is he still stuck looking at her? Because this is the last thing they showed him looking at when we went into this mode.
No, I already told you what I think.
No, I hear what you think. Yeah, no, it just kind of gives me questions because it could be interpreted in lots of different ways. I'm not suggesting you're wrong at all.
No, what do you think?
Oh, what do I think?
Do you think that's really saying he's a vampire because you can see the teeth coming down here below his mouth?
Yep, this is his actual. This is
clearly what it's going for.
This is chest tattoo coming through. What if you had a big mouth on your chest like that and you had to feed it, but it was like a real angry baby? It was like, it was like 2 feet wide.
Every time you hugged your grandma, it would just take a giant bite out of her.
Yeah, it's got nipples in the corners because those are your nipples, of course. All right, well, I don't know. I mean, it could mean that he's actually experiencing something out of body, so he's not actually experiencing all this stuff. I don't think that's the case at all. I think it's just a way of David Lynch to be weird and highlight a very intense, important moment for Dr. Dale Cooper.
He's the doctor now.
Well, he used to be. I gave it. All right. So who's talking here? Many years ago.
He's saying that Major Garland Briggs foretold exactly what would happen here many years ago.
Yeah.
That he knew exactly who was going to be in this room and what was going to happen, and that Gordon Cole was going to be here right on time.
Yeah.
And then we find out the time is 2:53, 2:53 all over again.
Right.
Which goes back to you saying Las Vegas is now 2:53 in Las Vegas, but they're not. It has to be a separate day because they're in Twin Peaks now at 2:53.
We should back up just to prove it. 2:53.
But we'll get a better shot of it in just a moment.
Well, it's not yet 2:53.
No, but
that's
because you're going back.
Yeah, no, I'm going back.
Gordon Cole was supposed to show up at that time.
Yeah. All right. So which one was it? Was it this one? This one. Coop. All right.
Another major reunion here.
Yeah, these guys haven't seen each other in quite a long time. So, but does he really respond? He doesn't. He's just in the middle of this moment with this weird eye thing going on. I mean, weird face.
And one thing I should mention that we forgot, we didn't get a screenshot of it before, but when Mr. C was originally sitting down with with Frank Truman, he offers him coffee and goes, "Would you like coffee?" He goes, "Oh, no, thank you." Mm-hmm. And I said that was a big red flag that it wasn't him, and that when Dale, the real Dale, called Lucy, he was saying something like, is coffee already on?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
So
he's real dialed into that coffee, man.
Yeah.
Jeez, calm down there, coffee addict. The girls come in. One of them's like, good thing we made enough sandwiches.
It's funny, though, because the room itself seems to be like sacred ground. Everyone is standing at the threshold. No one wants to come in because only the major players are there. Hawk, Truman, Dale Cooper.
Right.
And they just bust right in like they're entitled to be there.
Well,
it's like, don't cross the yellow line.
Sure, but they're, but they got sandwiches. Anybody who's carrying a tray of sandwiches can go wherever they want. That's
but
kind
of
of a
all
rule.
the people in this entire scene, having the weight and gravitas and importance to be able to cross that threshold and insert themselves into the situation,
right.
You wouldn't think it'd be them.
Would have been funny if Lucy kind of like said, hey you fucking, I almost said David Lynch's voice for her, for Lucy. Hey, you fucking bitches! And she grabs him by the hair and yanks him back.
Well, she still has a gun. I'm sure she's got 3 bullets
got
left.
Got a finger on the trigger, too. Yeah, she just caps them all in the back.
She just yells, is it about the bunnies?
Now you're empty, bunnies! That would be crazy. I get it. It is odd that they're all standing in the hallway outside that yellow line there, isn't it? It's more of it's a threshold is what they call those, James. It's a good thing it's made. So I was glad to see the sandwiches. I'm a big fan. So, Yep. Oh, he's got a putt going back there. There he goes. Sure will. And I don't know what's going on here. What's happening?
Wouldn't it be great if he grabbed her with the wrong hand and just crushed her shoulder?
just shredded it. He just looks at his arm and his hand and he's got goo, which is like jelly in his hand. What's happening?
Nido rushes towards Cooper and they put their hands together.
Right. That's right.
And it's almost as though they make an electric connection.
Mm-hmm. Moody atmospheric music, and they're really there's some sort of exchange of information and protein molecules.
And remember, this is not the first time they've met.
No? Oh yeah, they met in the mauve room.
Yes.
Yeah. In that weird water thing that turned into the space thing. Yeah. So.
Now, do those scars, those cuts in the face right there, do they spell out a number or something? Are they in the shape of something?
Well, there's 5 of them. There's 2 here, 3 here. If you add 5 plus 2 plus 3, you get 10.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yep.
I don't see anything there, but maybe someone can connect the dots or connect the scars later on for us.
And she can see these guys, like she's got scars on the back of her head. Mm-hmm. So, all right. I don't know. So then she's looking at them, and do they exchange words? They just touch.
Yeah, it's almost as though they're having like a psychic link right now.
Okay. Fair. Yeah, that's right. And so then her face, oh, look, she's got her eyes. We see some eyes here.
Do we?
Yeah, there's eyes.
Oh,
absolutely,
okay.
100%.
Yeah, I see them.
So we see some eyes. That's nice. So maybe that disproves the theory that she's never had eyes or wasn't supposed to. Or maybe
that she is somebody different. A lot of people have theorized that this is actually Laura.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard that theory too. The nose doesn't quite line up with the eyes here. So yeah, it could be someone else's face overlaid there. It could be a mistake.
It's like she's trapped in a cocoon for interdimensional travel, and that only until Cooper reunites will they be able to break the spell and bring about who the true person is.
Right, you got to touch magic electricity, boy.
Yeah.
All right, so then her face turns into...
It starts looking like the evolution of the arm at a moment like that. And then we hear these like weird sounds that kind of remind me of the sounds that we heard when that demon frog bug thing was crawling into the girl's mouth in the prior episodes.
I think, I kind of recall that, yeah. All right. So obviously we see this as the waiting room here with the floor and sort of shows up in her face. And then she turns out she's here. Now, did she actually travel here?
I think this is all happening in some sort of metaphysical space within the minds of Dale Cooper, and
okay,
it's hard to say. I mean,
I don't think she traveled, but I do think she's in both.
Yeah,
basically,
like they're shifting between dimensions, between the lodge, and
like it's inverted into her face, but it's also then she's standing there. But then it's this thing comes, kind of like her head turns into this crazy thing here, and it looked cool. It was pretty neat.
And this is like a poster child for Neosporin.
I wonder. Yeah, this is how if you put Neosporin, the rest of the body grows back. Is this a cow eyeball?
It could be. I don't know. It looks like something hideous.
Something gnarly, something gross and biological. I mean, they could have built something, all not out of any animal parts, but...
It could be the egg. It could be... Yeah. I mean, it does kind of look like an animal's eye carved out.
This is the Cadbury Schweppes rejection egg. They don't...
Yeah.
One out of every 20 of those perfect eggs comes out looking like this, and they have to throw it into the Hellmouth, where Buffy the Vampire Slayer slabs it with a broken leg chair.
Okay.
All right, good. So yeah, this is real nutty, though. Is this her, or is this what was inside her?
Let's find out. So we see a face emerging.
Mm-hmm. And then we kind of could tell right away who that was. Yeah. So, it's pretty identifiable.
And boom, it's Diane, the real, true Diane. All this time has been held captive as this Nido character in the mall room.
Oh yeah, I just figured that out.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is a huge reveal. I was so happy that they saved her.
So she was held captive as Nido, or she was just replaced here?
Well, no, she was taken to the room above the convenience store by Mr. C after she was raped.
Right.
A tulpa was created of her, being the Diane that we knew earlier on with the white hair, and the true Diane was held in interdimensional space, where I guess, for some strange reason, her being in that location changed her physically, or maybe her appearance was intentionally changed by Mr. C to reduce the chances of herself being discovered and rescued.
Well,
but there was a reason why he wanted to come back and kill her, because he had put her into stasis in this area for a reason.
Okay. All right. That's what I say when I have no idea what to... Okay. So it's Diane. She's back. She... or this is the original, though. It's not the one that went away.
And you can tell it's the original one because look how happy Dale Cooper is.
Yep.
This is great.
He's thinking about cherry pie.
Yeah. But you notice the differences between her, though. Like you pointed out when we were watching it, she has black and white fingernails, which is kind of similar to the floor of the lodge.
Well,
her hair is bright red, which is similar to the curtains of the lodge. And I know that the stuff on the floor isn't distinctly black and white. It's more like a very light... burgundy, reddish,
kind of a maroonish.
Yeah, but for the purposes of the stretch I'm trying to make, let's call it black and white.
Okay,
I'll agree to better that. For my scenario.
Well, there's contrast. You could just describe it that way. But it is called the Black Lodge, the White Lodge,
it's
right?
It's clearly raffia.
I don't think you need to even bother with the floor analogy. I think the Black Lodge, White Lodge stuff, because we're going to see her fingernails in a second here. But anyway, there he is. That's doing it. It's like a very Dougie looking face. But Diane, hey, he's really excited to see her.
And this is a great moment.
Did they have a thing before? Were they intimate?
It was kind of implied a little bit, but not really. She was always his secretary that he would send tapes back and forth to. It was implied that they were close, because she said that in the story where Mr. C visited her and she thought it was originally Dale Cooper, that he leaned in for a kiss, and when their lips touched, she felt fear and knew it wasn't him, and that he smiled when he detected the fear in her, and that's when she knew that it was not the true Cooper.
Yeah. Okay.
So the fact that he leaned in for a kiss and she gave into it means that there was some sort of mutual attraction between the two of them, perhaps a history. Mm-hmm. But here we see them once again reaching in for a kiss, and at this point, she knows that it's truly Cooper.
Yeah, yeah.
And she'll say something to that effect, because she did not have the fear that came out in her when she actually kissed Mr. C all those years ago.
Right. Just a little tip for the fellas out there, guys. Women love when you kiss them if you grab them by the side of the shoulder like that. Both hands, side shoulder. Don't hold them any other way.
What is it with you, the shoulders in this character?
What character? What are you talking about?
This is still Nido.
That's a whole different topic. That's approaching a disabled person without asking if it's okay to touch them. This is a joke about how weird it is to make out. They're separate topics.
Yes, but I thought we established she was not disabled.
Well, she's not disabled anymore.
Well, she wasn't before.
Unless you count this fucking awful hair disability. My God, I'll that shit needs a ramp.
She's Wendy's mother.
Wendy's mother? Who? What? Who's Wendy?
Fast food chain.
Oh yeah, Dave Thomas's wife.
The same color.
Mrs. Wendy's. Yes. Mrs. They don't have a last name. Maybe it's last
Wendy
name.
Thomas.
No, it's Burgers.
Wendy Chargirl Burger.
Oh yeah, Thomas is the last name. All right,
yes.
Wow. Man, I'm
Dave Thomas has no last name.
It's like I'm really I'm tired and smelly. So here's the black and white nails, but she had different colored nails before, which is this is just kind of neat. Yeah,
Yeah, so we got a great scene in the past episode with Norma and Big Ed Hurley kind of reconciling and finally finding each other once again. And now we have this is amazing for Twin Peaks fans.
This is an important moment.
We are getting huge happy moments that we've been looking forward to for a very long time.
And she's even wearing those eyelashes that you use to catch bugs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. And so she seems happy and he's happy. So let me ask you this, James. People have speculated that Dale Cooper's going to go back to Janie E and raise Sonny Jim and settle into a regular life in suburban Las Vegas. Does this mean that won't happen?
Originally, I thought that it was basically a shoo-in that would happen, because when he looked at Janie E and looked at Sonny Jim, he said, "I will be back," and he said, "I am your dad."
Yeah,
very definitively. Not Dougie is your dad, not Dougie will be back, but I am your dad.
Right.
And the sense of responsibility seems to be something that he would not turn his back on, knowing who Dale Cooper is as a person. So we know that he truly loves Diane. If maybe it's not a romantic love, maybe it's just something he's so happy to see her again that it's a friendship. I don't quite know, but I would find it very hard to believe that he would intentionally create another tulpa of himself, which we know he is doing for a purpose. Originally, I thought the purpose of him creating that tulpa was to trap and lure Mr. C into being thrown back into the lodge, but now we know that can't be the purpose because Mr. C has already been put back into the lodge.
Yeah.
So I would be personally disappointed if the purpose of that tulpa was to recreate a Dougie for Janie E to live with, because it seems to me like that would just be thrusting a lie onto her.
Right. Yeah, especially like melted brain Dougie.
Yeah,
that's not who she married originally.
Dougie didn't have a melted brain before. Dougie was a functional human being.
Saying. Oh, you're saying they would create a functional human being Dougie.
Right, but still it would seem to be a facade. It wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be doing justice to Janie E and Sonny Jim.
Right.
So that would bother me. So I as an honorable man who I know,
which you are,
which I know him to be.
Oh, sorry, and I take it back.
Yes, which I know him. Dale Cooper is a grown Boy Scout.
Sure,
he is the embodiment of all that is good and righteous.
Yeah,
I just cannot see him doing that. Furthermore, because the point that Mike
says,
you
can't see him making a tulpa.
Yeah, just making like a human mannequin is like, oh, here I want to go off and do my own thing, but here's this mannequin, this live doll that will follow you around. Or whatever.
Here's a half-wit sex robot.
Well, it wouldn't be a half-wit.
Oh, yeah.
Tulpas aren't half-wits.
Here's a full-wit sex robot.
Yeah. It just bothers me.
Okay, so
but it seems like that's almost where they're going, and I don't want them to go there, so I have my hope held out that they won't go there.
I mean, it doesn't bother me if he goes back and Janie E is thrilled and like, oh, my husband's back and he's got a better body than before. We're rich now. He's gonna be a good dad. You know what I mean? Like it's up to her agency. It determines how I would feel about him coming back. If he came back and forced her to live in the basement and fed her like Kit Kats and stuff through the mailbox slot that he installed in the basement door, then I would be against it.
Don't you think she would have deserved to know though? Just
yes.
Exactly.
No, it's horrible. I mean, yeah, she shouldn't have to spend the rest of her life with a man who was.
So the question is, does Dale take one for the team and go back and live with Janie E and Sonny Jim as the father and husband?
I would.
And live happily ever after? Or does he follow his heart and go off with Diane and create a mannequin for Janie E and Sonny Jim to live with until the end of their days?
Or not do anything, and Janie E has to raise Sonny Jim as a...
Yeah, and originally I thought there was no way that could happen because Mike warned that one of you must die, in referring to Doppel Cooper and Dale Cooper. But I think those rules perhaps only apply to a doppelganger and to a real version of a person, because there's distinctly a difference between a doppelganger and a tulpa. I understand that.
Yeah, everybody gets that. Yeah.
So perhaps the rules been maybe you can have an authentic person and a tulpa exist at the same time, without one having to die. Even though in the context of the Blue Rose case, it seems like the tulpa always ends up dead.
Sure. Let's wrap this up. Not this, but just this topic. Dale Cooper prediction or likelihood. Let's say 1 out of 20. 20 most likely. 1 it doesn't happen. Does he go back and live with Janie E in the final episode?
I think Twin Peaks fans would find more closure and more happiness seeing him end up with Diane, but it seems like it would be one heck of a screwed up thing for him to, leave Janie. Because imagine it this way. Janie E, this is her stepsister or half-sister or what?
Oh, Diane. Oh, yeah, they're related. That's right.
So if Diane went off and got hitched to Dale Cooper and she was sending, pictures from the wedding back to Janie E, and Janie E would be like, holy crap, you married Dougie?
Yeah.
Is that where Dougie is?
Wow.
That's a little awkward.
Right. That would be really fucked up.
So I think he almost has an obligation to go back to Janie E. It's the right thing to do.
Yes. as of course if Janie E wants him back, which it seemed like she was pretty into him when at the end there. Yeah, just the fact that these two are related, so you didn't give me 1 out of 20? 20?
Well, the likelihood that he goes with Diane?
Yeah. No, likelihood that he goes with Janie E.
I would weigh it maybe like a 11-9.
You heard it here first, folks. 11-9.
9-1-1-1-9.
I will say this. He goes back to Janie E. 1 out of 20? 21. He goes back right away. They bang. Sonny Jim listens to it. Then he gets therapy when he's in his 40s because it's awkward when you hear your parents bang. But the fact that Diane and Janie E are related, to me, that might indicate that they have some sort of showdown. Maybe we have E-Bowl.
How awkward would it be to have just like the next episode end with a barbecue where it's just Dale Cooper and Diane, and then Diane's half sister Janie E and Dougie Jones, and they're all
four
just
of them?
Yeah.
But Dougie's Dougie, right? Like Dougie's just like staring at a wall.
And Dougie's just winking at Jade, who's over in the other yard.
Yeah, giving rides. Yeah. All right, yeah, so we'll find out what happens in the final episode, hopefully. So, all right, the one and only, hey, it's really you, oh my God.
Well, that's what she says after kissing him, because she knows, based on the story that she told to Gordon Cole before about the kiss, that's authentically how she knows that that's the true and real Cooper.
That's right. So then we get to this clock shot.
2:53.
His face is back. It's exactly 2. It's actually the minute hand is sort of fluctuating within this minute here, which is the third minute.
So it's like
the
time.
50th
Yeah.
time there.
So it's like as soon as this like weird vision started, where his vision was transfixed, it's like time has frozen.
Yeah, or gotten locked into this time here. Although you don't see the second clock like moving. It's not like the second clock is going back and forth real quick, like it should have been. But second hand, I said fuck. But so that was interesting. I like that they chose to keep it within that 53 minute, or that 52 minute to 53 minute stretch there, which is the 53rd minute. So all right, there's Cooper, Cole, and everybody else. What's going on here? She's got like little candies on her shirt. Is that like a...
No, candies in front of... They walk.
Oh, that's her shirt. That's her blouse on the inside. Yes. How come women's shirts aren't called shirts? They're called blouses.
Yeah.
So,
because they have to be special. You want a special name for a shirt.
Oh,
fair.
Wow. Jeez, I detected some resentment.
I want a special name for my shirts.
You can name your shirts whatever the fuck you want. It's a free country. Unlike Canada, where they forbid naming shirts. All right, so there's Hawk, and they got the face-to-face thing.
And then we hear, like, it says distorted voice. So it's Dale Cooper's voice, but it's the Mr. C voice where it's distinctly slowed down. Mm-hmm. So if you go back, what did he say? We live inside a dream.
Yeah. I think this is David Lynch speaking directly to the audience. Almost everything everybody says.
Well, who is the dreamer then? That was the big question from one of the past episodes.
That's right. I don't know. Isn't that like who created God?
Yeah.
What was before the Big Bang? The Little Bang. Duh. Mm-hmm. Just like Little God. Yahweh or whatever. I don't know.
I'm Little Rick.
Yeah.
Did you get that reference?
No, I didn't.
No.
I laughed anyway.
Did you get Pickle Rick?
Because I'm nice. Pickle Rick. That's from Rick Grimes. Coral.
Yes, that's from Rick Grimes.
Coral, where's your pickle? All right, let's keep going. So,
killing me.
I know. I did it on purpose because I know it bothers you. Oh, look at her feet. All right.
Did I say Little Rick? I meant Tiny Rick.
Oh, Jesus. God damn it, James. You ruined it. All right, so everybody's standing around doing their thing. Okay, I'm just looking for, whatever else, looking for pine cones and stuff.
It's kind of
whooshing.
Funny if you go back.
Sure.
You can see like the outline of where Bobble Cooper disappeared.
Well, it was over here.
Well, no, that's the hole that was burned by Bob on the floor. But I think this is where his body was splayed out before he disappeared.
That's his mouth.
Oh, I thought there was a general area where he was. So he disappeared over this way.
It was over here. In fact, this seam in the carpeting.
Yeah, you're right. That is his mouth. I was mistaking that. So you think it's right here, the shadow areas where he was laying?
Where they're standing. I don't think you can.
Well, actually, no. You're right because there's the gun.
Oh yeah, there's the gun.
You're absolutely right.
That confirms the theory.
Yeah. Why would they stand right on it?
Well, they're not. They're on the spot where he was because he was standing over there. Yeah. No. This is not.
Yes, I clearly see that's the mouth now.
You're gonna hear about that from the boys.
Well, I agreed to it, so you can't criticize what I agreed to.
That's all right. It's a viewing angle.
I will kill you.
So okay, there.
One thing I did not point out about the viewing angle.
This is me to James.
Curved monitor.
That takes away from your argument about the viewing angle. That means it's curved more towards you.
Oh my God, you are so wrong about that. But let's keep going.
How am I wrong about
that?
The
curve reduces the viewing angle.
No, the curve makes it so that the person on the left, which is you, I'm on the right.
Okay.
If especially since we have this whole monitor set
once
up.
we're done, we'll Google it and I'll show you.
The whole monitor set up.
We'll Google it once we're done.
Oh, you're interrupting me because
I don't want to get stuck on this because I trust me, I've looked into it. Let's move on.
No, I'm talking about the way the curve would actually make it easier for the person on the left to see because the curve is designed to accomplish exactly that.
Why can't we move on?
All right, fair enough. We're talking about slightly different things, by the way. So, all right, swooshing. Okay, now where'd they go? Now they are walking around. What's happening?
So they disappear. It's almost as though they either have gone off physically, they've disappeared physically from the room. He says, "I hope to see you all again," implying that he is going to manifest in a different form elsewhere. He is going to disappear like Philip Jeffries disappeared 25 years ago from the police station, which we know is a possibility. So it's like he, Gordon Cole, and Diane, all three vanish and go off into this alternate reality, which is I use this word way too much with Twin Peaks, but interdimensional space, and they're walking towards something.
That's the right word.
I wish there was more synonyms for it than having to say the same thing.
This whole show should be called Twinterdimensional Space.
Yes.
All right, so there they go. He's walking, and
do you recognize where he is right now?
He's at the back of a theater. I can't tell.
Well, do you remember
I have no idea.
when Freddie and James were sitting on the back of the Great Northern Hotel and they were waiting for a delivery?
Yeah.
And James went inside to check on the boiler or the furnace or something, and there was this like banging or weird sound coming from this one room.
Okay.
But he never showed James enter the room.
Sure.
This was the door that he was approaching.
All right, there it is.
But he never opened it.
So,
and for some strange reason, we find out that the key to room 315 opens this door.
Oh, so this is not their normal hallway.
No, because we know that they stopped using the keys in favor of key cards a number of years ago.
Yeah.
And we know that room 315 is actually presumably on the third floor of the Great Northern Hotel.
That's what I thought it was. Yeah, I thought about the key card thing because they brought that up.
Yeah, so this is not his room from the original series.
Right.
But for some strange reason,
the door.
Yeah, for some bizarre reason, the key works down here.
Okay. So maybe the room got moved?
Maybe, I don't know.
Or the door or the lock got moved, or it doesn't matter. Cause
it's like one of those weird things in a dream where something makes sense to you in the dream and you don't question it, but out of the context of a dreamlike state, it makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Dreams are really crazy, aren't they? So, okay, there you go. All right, well, now okay, so this is them leaving. They know he's going to go in there and not going to come back.
Well, he says, you can't follow me in here.
Right, but this is...
Yeah, this is
David Lynch speaking, or Gordon Cole.
Yes, saying his goodbye, just in case they don't happen to cross paths again.
Right. Yep. And they're going into some. What's in the room? Do we ever really see? He just
we do. He said, "See you at the curtain call," which is a great reference to the series wrapping up.
That's right, and to the curtains that are so important to everybody. Do the curtains match the carpeting, or I mean the floor? Yes, they're kind of a red color. Of course they do. So there he goes, closes the thing, and this is the final Cooper moment for these two. They have to say goodbye to him, right? Mm-hmm. So off he goes. And he meets Mike.
Well,
Mike's head, sort of.
Yes, it's Mike. But you notice that Mike is not speaking backwards.
I did notice that.
So it seems to me that, and I could be completely wrong about this, but it seems like when you're in two different dimensional spaces, you perceive them as speaking backwards. But when you're truly 100% within a certain area, maybe you're on the same frequency and you hear each other clearly.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure, because I know there's a lot of things you can disprove. It's like, well, why, when Dale was in the trap for 25 years in the lodge, did he hear people speaking backwards? I don't know. But for some reason, he's hearing him as though he is Philip Gerard.
Gerard?
Yeah.
Okay, Gerard, is that somebody else I don't know about?
Mike is the spirit that possesses Philip Gerard.
Oh, all right, yeah, I kind of, okay, my God. All right, okay, cool. It could just be that he's out of the lodge, so he sounds normal, like when you go to...
Yeah, and in Season 1 and Season 2, he did appear as Philip Gerard to many people, speaking perfectly normal as he's speaking right now. So what the significance of that is, I'm not quite sure, but we do know he starts going into the Through the Darkness of Future Past line, which we know exactly that ends with the famous line, "Fire, walk with me."
Mm-hmm. So Through the Darkness of the Future Past, the magician longs to see one chance out between two worlds. Fire, walk with me.
So it seems like that is some sort of a summoning phrase that essentially triggers teleportation or electrical transport from one dimension to the other.
Right.
Because when he does that, lightning starts crackling.
Sure. Turns into this.
Or electricity crackles, I mean.
Yep. Somebody turned on the lights in the room.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they have big bright lights set up. electricity crackling. I don't know, I did a robot voice there, but there they go, and they disappear into this
and we recognize this immediately. This is the room above the convenience store. This is huge.
They approach the stairway, which we've all seen before.
Yeah, the famous stairway that Agent Gordon Cole saw in the vortex at the zone.
It's also the same stairway where David Lynch lost his virginity.
It's where the woodsmen were standing.
He lost his virginity to the woodsman. There they go, up the thing, and it's kind of they're real close to the heart of Sauron's tower here, right? Like they're getting near where the main guy lives.
They're heading along the same path that Mr. C traveled to get to Philip Jeffries.
Right. But it's getting a little more intense as they get up the stairs, is what I'm saying.
You didn't get any screenshots of this, but this was interesting because if you look, it looks as though coming down the staircase is the jumping man with the long nose.
Yeah,
which we saw when we froze it during the last episode, that going frame by frame, you saw the face of Sarah Palmer in the jumping man.
Yeah.
And now it's coming down the stairs as they're going up.
Are you positive? How confident are you about that? What's 1 to 100%?
100%.
Okay, all right. Those are strong words from James here. Okay.
Well, you asked, what are we asking me I'm confident about? That it was
if
the
that
face.
that is the same guy.
Oh, that's absolutely the jumping man.
All right.
100%.
All right, 100%. You heard it here first, everybody. So you think it's Sarah Palmer escaping or something, or the jumping man is getting...
I don't quite know what it means. I'd be interested to see what other people say about it, but it does seem as though there's no...
Maybe he works for Postmates. He's just dropping off a burrito.
Well, the thing is, when Mr. C went up the stairs, he also saw a flash where he saw the jumping man.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing the jumping man again when Dale walks up the stairs. So, and we saw the jumping man originally in Fire Walk With Me when he was at the meeting above the convenience store. So it seems as though this is sort of like where he hangs out.
Could be that, yeah.
But why Sarah Palmer's face was on him in the past episode, I don't quite know.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Why we're seeing him again here? Is this maybe an homage to the room above the convenience store? It wouldn't be right to not have him. I don't know.
Yeah, and apologies, we don't have better screenshots for this part there, everybody. So this is the kind of courtyard parking lot.
The hotel, motel, whatever it is. So we know they're very close to Philip Jeffries.
Right, and they come in here, and we see the smoke, we see the billowy stuff.
Now, why do you suppose they didn't need the man in drag to come out and give them the key to get into the room? It's because they were expected, that they were entitled to be there. They weren't an intruder.
Maybe Mike doesn't need to. He's kind of like an otherworldly being, isn't he?
Okay, maybe he's like
he's a higher status guy.
The trans-dimensional butler that just
like he's got top level like government clearance or something.
I like that.
Yeah, there you go. See, put it on Reddit. All right, and they come in and smoking. It's the thing. Philip, is that you? Yes, of course it's me. What, you don't recognize your old friend? This is Philip Jeffries somehow.
I wish he would say, "Here is my handle. Here is my stout."
But in the water, as there more, pour it all out. I don't know. I have no idea. The only reference that I know of is Bart Simpson singing it for Patty and Selma. All right, so he gives a date.
Tip me over and pour me up.
There you go. See, perfect physics. So Jeffries is asking him to be specific.
So he's asking something of Jeffries, and he wants to know a specific date. He wants to go back to that date and be basically transported in time.
Yes. Right.
And at this time, I was racking my brain trying to think of what was the significance of February 23rd, 1989. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't pull it out of my head.
Couldn't pull it out of your head? I knew exactly what it was, of course. I didn't say anything, though. I didn't want to make you feel upset. Of course, I didn't have any idea.
So what did he mean here when he says, can you go back? He says, tell Gordon Cole before that one? Oh, you didn't get it?
Oh, I must not have it.
No, crap. Yeah, he says, tell Gordon hello for me. He will remember the unofficial version.
Okay. I think that's it, and it's closer to the end here. We might actually... Oh, yeah, this part.
No, you missed it.
All right, I missed it.
Yeah.
Geez, sorry, Your Majesty.
Well, no, that's fine, yeah.
All right, so there's the symbol, the owl, right? And so this is a pretty big reveal, right?
Yeah.
We learn a lot about this moment here. So it floats out. This is him giving him the answer to where he'll find what he's looking for. But then the owl forms into the things come apart. Mm-hmm. Right, I don't know what I call
That's
it.
another symbol that we've seen many times before in the context of the show.
This symbol here, you've seen this? Mm-hmm. Okay, and I was thinking like, oh, it's an infinity. No, then it becomes an 8. And 8 is kind of like an infinity sign, but it's an 8. It's right, it's an 8. And then is this the black ball thing that the guy was in?
It traverses around the bottom half of the loop of the 8.
Well, it spins, and then it goes back to the spot. You see how that works? Like it...
Yeah, I mean, I don't quite know what the significance of that is. I'm sure people can come up with some really deep meaning behind that.
Yeah.
But anything I were to try and conjure up at the moment wouldn't be all that cohesive.
Is 8 the only symmetrical number? 5, 4, 3... Yeah.
Yeah.
1 could be, I guess, if
depending on how you write it.
Just straight line. But really, like the numerical 1 isn't really symmetrical.
I mean, that's why 8 is typically referred to as the infinity.
Oh, is it?
Infinity symbol is an 8.
Oh. Well.
Because it's an endless continuous loop.
But do they call that an 8? I know it has similarities.
Well, they don't call it an 8, but it's the symbol of infinity looks very much like an 8.
Yeah, like crossing over 8 circles, basically. A twisted circle, essentially, is what it is. All right, cool. Well, there you go. We got the 8. Okay. So we got more electricity. Take that, guys. Oh, no. Not real nice to the guy with no arm. Can't even block his eye. He can't put his arm up to defend
Well, no, he
himself.
does many times. Like every single time a tulpa comes back to the lodge and it sits in the chair and head explodes into that black fire, he throws his arm up across his face.
Yeah, but his other arm, the one arm he's got.
Yeah.
I'm saying on this side, this arm's it's no good for blinding, for covering
But
your eyes.
he has shown many times in the past that he has covered his eyes from harsh lights.
All right. What if I kept fighting? Oh yeah, well, I'm making a joke about him that he's missing an arm, and it's an insensitive joke. I shouldn't be making it. Okay, He's differently abled. Mm-hmm. Okay, James, he can do everything you and I can do, except block the light that comes from his left. All right, here we go. I'm just saying it's mean of them to do that to him. Is my point. Okay, he's the same. I feel for disabled people, James, because I consider myself one because I'm bald. That's offensive. I know it's offensive. All right. Okay. Fan blades whooshing.
Oh, and this was a really...
oh, yeah, this is the Leland house.
Well, the Palmer house.
Who's Leland?
Leland Palmer is the father who was inhabited by Bob, who ultimately kills Laura Palmer.
Perfect answer. That's right. Okay, so 708.
And motorcycle engine revving, we know James drove a motorcycle, and he would often pick Laura up from there, so we know we're looking back into the past. This is where Dale Cooper has been pushed back through time.
Yes.
Could not get that name out.
Yeah, that's okay. You're next to me. I'm the guy that messes up. I like that this guy gives that dirty, mean look like, angry dad.
That is Leland.
That's Leland, yeah. Okay, so off they go. James looking young. Great special effects. No, it's before. It's Laura Palmer and James here. Now, do you know where the hell we're going with this whole... Is this leading up to a set? Like, are you like, oh, finally we get to find out?
If I recall correctly, this is the night that set the events into motion that led to the death of Laura Palmer.
Okay.
She basically drives out with James. She has to abandon the motorcycle, run into the woods, and meet with Leo and Renault.
All right.
Jacques Renault. And then after that encounter, I believe that she gets killed. It was almost a double murder with Leland and the other girl who gets away.
Okay. All right.
Renette Pulowski or something like that.
Okay. So we see the woods here. We got Dale Cooper shows up, older Dale Cooper. So he's traveled back in time. This is where he was sent by Philip Jeffries, the teapot smoke monster, and they're having a little look there. But she screams, right? She sees something and she shrieks. Yeah. This is an important thing.
Yeah, they take the exact scene from the original series and they kind of twist it around so that she reacts to something in the woods.
I jumped ahead a little bit to the kissing. So they kiss. Oh yeah, they get a lot of these. I love you, James. James, I do love you, James. I like these screenshots because it lets me say how much I love you, James. Want to make eye contact while I say it?
No.
You sure?
That's quite
I'm
right.
trying to look at you, but you're not.
Nope.
James, come on, let's get lost together. I'm looking at you.
Please, I hope this next line says no.
Mine? You know I have really pretty eyes.
Oh, I'm not going to say
blue.
the next line.
They're Swedish. Come on.
They're the color of...
James, I'm looking at you. I'm saying shit. Shit. Now wait, does she shift here?
When she says he might try to kill you, that could have dual meanings. That could mean that Bob is going to try and kill him. It could mean that Leland, her father, at the behest of Bob, is going to try and kill him. Or it could be that Leo and Jacques Renault are going to try and kill him if they see her with him.
Yes. This is your date going great. Then she pulls back. And then she tells you this, and then your date is not going well.
Yeah, so it's almost like she pulls away from him out of her own need to protect him.
Yeah. And him relying on his FBI training of staying out of sight, he's standing completely at attention. He's not crouched down, not even trying to hide, other than just, I guess, standing next to a fallen tree root system or whatever. So anyway, she sees him, is my point.
Yeah.
This is where she screams. Ah! Ah!
And I don't think it was clear in the original series what she was yelling about.
Oh, now he ducks. Great.
And I vaguely recall her actually screaming and reacting that way in the original series. Maybe I'm wrong, correct me if I am, but I think it's kind of cool that they're bringing it full circle and adding some sort of explanation to it.
Yeah, right. I didn't see that episode of the series. I saw the first episode of season 1. But if they left this hanging and she screamed and that center this interaction off in a different direction, but they never revealed who it was, and then they pull this. This is some serious Game of Thrones stuff. That's a reference to another storyline. I don't know. Right.
So intentionally vague for the people who might not know about it.
Should I take that out part?
No,
it's not a spoiler.
I think that's perfectly vague enough.
Okay, we've been called out for accidentally dropping Game of Thrones spoilers and Twin Peaks, and we don't want to do that, so try to be sensitive to that. I already said it.
That's like saying, there's dragons in Game of Thrones. It's like, yeah, people know that.
Yeah. There's incest in Game of Thrones. Hey, spoiler, you're just ruining the good part.
Yep.
All right, so there you go. James just like, oh, no. But was she already freaked out, or did the seeing somebody in the woods make her turn into this weirdo?
Well, she was already freaked out before she screamed at something being allegedly in the woods.
She's talking about somebody killing him. But she's still kissing. It's like, how do you feel?
She's a very emotionally complex person.
Yeah, I get it. I know, but usually when you're in smooching mode, you're not. You're kind of, your gears are sort of. It's like when you're eating ice cream.
But when you've been raped by your father since you're 11 years old, maybe you probably see close intimacy as something different.
Great point. I find for the plaintiff. Yeah. All right, so there he goes, James. Look how handsome he is, huh? Not as handsome as you are, James. Though. James, if you smoked a cigarette, you'd be even cooler. Yes. Just kidding, everybody. Don't smoke. It's gross. Do weed. It's much better for you. Bobby killed a guy, and she starts crying. She's talking about her Bobby Briggs, the bad boy, her boyfriend at the time, who went on to become a cop, deputy.
Yep.
But there she is, all wide-eyed, and open your eyes, James, like me, like this. So even I don't know. You tell me what's going on here. I have no idea.
You know Donna, right? Donna Hayward.
Donna Hayward.
She was her best friend in season 1, season 2.
Oh,
played by Laura Flynn Boyle, who chose not to come back for the return.
I had no idea. Don't know anything at all. No. I've heard of Laura Flynn Boyle though.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was her.
Yeah. You'd think her middle name would be Lance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I actually did play a video game once, and the main character's name was Lance Boyle.
Lance Boyle?
Yeah.
I like it.
It was called Mega Race.
Oh wow. See, now that sounds a little racist.
Yes.
Don't tell Donald Trump about the Mega Race. All right, your Laura disappeared. It just means okay. So now what's going on? Who's talking? I don't know.
She is. At the time that I originally saw this, I thought that what she meant was your Laura disappeared. It's just me now.
Yeah.
It seems like the person that you fell in love with is no longer here. That I'm a different person now, and I can never go back to being that person that you loved.
Mm-hmm.
But now that we're in the position where we are in Twin Peaks, you have to wonder: is she saying I'm a tulpa? That the Laura that you knew and loved is gone. She's in the lodge now.
Yeah.
And that the person who was going to be murdered in a couple of days, or like in at least 1 day's time from now, is going to be me, a tulpa, in place of Laura. So that she's been protected and pulled into the lodge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That the murder never would have happened to a real person in that case. I don't know.
Except it still devastates the community.
Oh, absolutely. It sets all the events in motion, yeah.
Yeah.
But that would be a major... I don't know if I would like that, though, because it takes away all the emotional oomph of what's happened. So
right. I like the way you say oomph. Oomph. I really feel the oomph.
Yes.
Yeah. You should be a horse race announcer.
Yes.
All right, so what's this? She flicks him off. She's basically saying, "Go." What?
Well, that's her spiritual finger.
Oh, really? The spiritual one?
No.
That's the thing. I got to point this out. Why is she flicking him off?
It's one of she's sending conflicting signals here. She's like, she wants to be with him. She wants to say she loves him, but she wants to push him away at the same time because she knows she has to protect him and that his life is in danger the longer he spends with her.
It's got to be a world record here for going from making out to having her put
women
her
are confusing.
Middle finger in your face. Oh, they certainly are, but they're so. I mean, humans are.
She's more so confusing than most people.
She's probably on the high end of the scale here, but
and she's a drug addict too, so that could have some sort of play into it.
All right, fair enough. But she flicks them up. She does the technique. So there seems to be two dominant ways people flick people off. One is the one she's doing where the knuckles of the adjoining fingers are forward, like this. The way I do it, which I think is more comfortable, because this feels awkward.
So she's got one finger behind her.
Do a flick off. Let me just do your natural flick off. Can you even swear with your hands? Are you?
I never do that. No.
You don't even do that?
No, I don't do that. That's rude.
How's that rude? If I'm asking, I want to evaluate your technique.
I don't have a technique, so I don't do it.
You've never done a middle finger?
I've never flipped anyone off. No.
Well, all right. Okay, so when I do it, I'm doing it right now. I'm not. How is this? Am I offending you by having a finger up?
Greatly.
Yeah, take that, James. Yeah. But my version of it is bringing these fingers down, right? Like more like a fist with the middle finger out. But some people do this version where they kind of create a little... It's hard. It hurts your fingers to do it this way. That's why I want you to do it, so you can feel how much it hurts.
It's like she only has 4 fingers in that shot.
Well, there's a thumb right there.
Well, yes, I was counting the thumb.
Yeah. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, that's why I'm saying is you only really easily see 4 fingers. It looks kind of funny.
No, I'm saying you can easily see 5. There's thumb, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. There's just shadows on this side. Yeah.
It's just not
glance,
super clear.
Sure, from a quick glance, it might look like 4.
Yeah,
for sure. You've never... I'm not asking.
Why would I have a reason to do that? Why would I want to escalate a confrontation with someone? Why would I want to intentionally ruin someone's day or try to inflict harm upon someone else?
Well, I think
to make myself feel better?
It
wouldn't make me feel better. It would make me feel like a lesser of a person, so I wouldn't do it.
Well, I know. I know, but I'm not saying... I'm not defending the use of flicking people off, but just throughout life, I'm not even talking about an aggressive way, just like you're with your friends. Hey, fuck you. You get into a little...
I've never had that kind of relationship with other people. It's like I've never given someone a ribbing where I would like curse them out or flick them off. This is not how I've ever been with people.
Okay. No, I'm not judging you here.
I mean, I acknowledge some people are like that. That's just not... That's not my thing.
I hope you know that my interrogation is not coming from like a judgment at all. I find it interesting, and I like to explore people like you. Okay. You're like a living David Lynch character.
Yes.
There it is, James. A middle finger made of stone. All right, that's fine. Okay. I don't know why it's hard for me to accept. I'm not saying you're lying at all. I believe you. So you've never just made the shape in your hand?
No, I've never had a reason to.
I get it. All right. Okay. I guess that makes sense. That's actually very logical. All right, everybody. I'm totally thrown. So they kiss some more now. I mean, I would make out with somebody who was flicking me off if she wanted to. I'd be like, all right, whatever you want to do is better than watching TV. I think you want to take... And then she makes him take her home. Okay.
Famous David Lynch traffic light shot.
Sure. Oh, yeah, with the old school, got the words on there. Or maybe they just... maybe they still have words, but I just never looked at them.
No, they don't.
Because I'm usually looking at my phone whenever I'm near traffic lights.
Oh, that's horrible.
So off he goes. Vroom, vroom. Women love motorcycles. It's one of those things. That's why I ride a Razor scooter. But she kind of falls off. This happened really fast, so I don't have a good shot of it. But she's sort of like, he's slowing down, but then she kind of tumbles off.
Right, and then in the original show, she runs off into the woods. And he gets mad and drives off without her. And
I love you, James.
And that's why he was basically one of the top suspects, because the last person anyone saw her with before her death was James.
Yeah.
And she had written in her diary that she was nervous about meeting Jay tonight. So it went on a couple episodes or an episode and a half or something like that where they were trying to figure out who Jay was, and Jay, of course, was James. Then they found the camcorder, the picnic footage where she was with Donna, and then they found out that she was with James because you could see the reflection of a motorcycle in the eye of Laura on the recording. That all led back to him, and then he recounts a story that she ran off into the woods and he went along and he never saw her again, but it was kind of a weak alibi because, that's kind of a weird story.
Okay, all right. Interesting.
But this is the last time that anyone of any good repute sees her alive.
Right. So you're with this girl. She runs off into the woods.
I wouldn't leave her. I'd go after her.
Or at least, I don't even know if I would go after her. I would probably would I don't know. But I would like at least turn the bike around and like drive over to the woods, like to where she entered the brush, and start yelling and going, "Hey, Laura, what the fuck are you doing?"
Or just like slowly follow behind her with her headlight on, going, "I'm gonna get you.
I still have your purse. Don't you know what this looks like? What are you doing? God damn it, get back here. We gotta get you home safe. It's almost 11 p.m. when your dad wants you back." Very weird here, though. I mean, maybe he could ride his bike into the woods and look for her and use the...
Well, that's what I said. Follow her in the woods, slowly behind with the headlight on.
Oh, I wasn't listening at all.
You said that, like, there was another part in here where we were talking about the yellow line. And it was like, they should never cross that threshold. And then, like, 2 minutes later, like, "Oh, James, they call that a threshold."
Oh, I didn't hear you say threshold.
I know.
Maybe I did subconsciously. But I've watched a lot of This Old House, so I do actually know about thresholds. They're for covering the seam between two different floors that accompany two rooms that are being adjoined by a door.
It holds the thresh down.
Yes, and the upper part is called the transom. I think that might be true. I don't know.
I didn't know.
Of more architectural designs. I could be wrong completely. All right, so off he goes. He doesn't really look. He just goes. He's like, "All right, you crazy bitch, go into the woods, whatever." I guess maybe you're living in rural Washington. This is just how it is. Off they go.
And 25 years later, the thing right here said that James's hairline recedes.
Yes. Oh, not too bad. He held on to most of his hair.
He went from a 4 to a 6 head.
Out of what scale? What do you mean 6?
A 6 head.
Why am I supposed to understand what you said just because you repeated it?
Because people, it's a very well-known thing. Normal people have a 4 head. Some people have a 5 head.
4 head.
He's got a 6 head.
I get it. I didn't catch on to the 4 part of it. I went bald when I was 19, so you all can go fucking kiss my ass.
You've got a complete 10 head.
Yeah.
It goes all the way back.
It goes all the way. It's 1,000 head. I didn't have a receding hairline. I had a fleeing hairline. This thing it took me about 5 years to go bald, which is actually better. It's lucky. If you're going to go bald, you want it to go quick.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
It went so fast for me, and I was already depressed and fat and just a fucking mess, as most of my life has been. But it was didn't make the depression better. But I was a fucking balding teen. Oh man, what a nightmare! But
now you've already got past that part of your life, and you find out that it worked out pretty well, so you should be happy.
Well, I should work on my attitude. I should be grateful for what I have instead of complaining about what I don't. But that said, I wish I was never born. Let's keep going.
Well, Cooper could go back in time and fix that.
Somebody put a wolf ring on my finger or whatever.
Wolf ring, owl ring.
Same difference.
Oh my god!
How do you know what wolf rings do? Maybe they do the same thing, James.
Maybe.
Read my book, Ice Walk with Me. Okay, if you read it while walking on ice.
It should be Ice Run with Me.
I want you.
Ice Run with you. So we have the famous Leo.
All right. Yeah.
Back in the woods where he was going to meet with Jacques Renault and Laura. They were basically running an underground prostitution ring, so they would hire Laura and her friends and stuff like that from the One-Eyed Jack's.
Right.
Escort service. And
so this guy did make an appearance. He is in season 3. He's the guy that we thought was Hodor.
Right. He as a character is killed, I think, in season 2, and then he reemerges in the return as the brother of the character who was killed.
Oh, great. Perfect. I like the casting. It's an amazing 25 years.
I believe that's how it was done. Correct me if I'm wrong, though, please.
Sure. All right. Cool. Corvette. Nice car. Sweet ride.
So they're waiting for Laura, essentially, I think.
Okay. Oh, wait. They are? So she planned to run off into the woods? Is that what's going on?
Yeah. I think
well, that changes the whole thing about her running away. She knew she had friends in the woods.
Well, not friends. I mean, they're waiting for her for prostitution services and things.
Well, I mean,
that's why she didn't want him to come with her, because he said he'll probably kill you. That's why I was saying that she could either be referring to Bob or she could be referring to Leo and Jacques Renault.
Oh, I thought she just snapped and was just running off.
No, she couldn't tell him why she was leaving, but that's what she was doing.
All right, well, now it makes a little more sense. Whether or not it's prostitution or not, she had a meeting scheduled.
If my memory serves me correctly, I believe that was the case.
Well, it serves me correctly. Let's keep going. So Grunts. And so he's here now. Does he interrupt her before she gets to the group?
This is a huge moment
big moment.
Incredibly big moment. I want to know whether or not they accomplished this with CGI or with an actress or actor, whichever word you want to use, that looks very, very, very similar to Laura, or if they did some sort of CGI manipulation on another actress to make her look even more like Laura.
Well, that looks a lot like Laura.
It does.
I don't know. I'm sure we can find that answer. I imagine someone's like, hey, David Lynch, how'd you do this? And he has an answer.
Yeah, I mean, when we get to the credits, I think we should take a really close look at the credits and see if someone was like the body person who played Laura, there was a different name, that will kind of answer it for us.
Right.
But this kind of blew me away.
But she takes his hand.
Yeah.
He kind of reaches his hand out for sort of come with me, right?
Yeah.
And she reaches. Well, how much more of that do we? So then we cut to.
I think you may have missed some stuff in there. I thought he said, "It's like, where are we going?" And he says, "I'm taking you home."
Yeah, I don't.
And this is an enormous reveal that happens after this.
Right. So I must have missed that, unless it's later. Okay.
I mean, at this point, I would have been screenshotting like every half a second. This is a huge.
Oh, really? I didn't do a good enough job?
No, but I'm just saying
criticizing.
No, I'm just saying that
just not
seeing
good enough for
Cooper and Laura together is just
Do you know how
monumental.
much arthritis I have in my print screen button?
Yes.
On my finger. Okay.
Yes, it's actually my print screen button.
Well,
my laptop.
No, but I meant my finger, my print screen finger.
Yes.
Which belongs to me,
Actually,
James, not you.
I licensed it.
Ah, shit. That's why it says James all over
Yes.
it. No, I appreciate your criticism has been noted, and I look forward to incorporating your suggestions later. Now go fuck yourself. Flick somebody off.
Dare you use your spiritual finger on me?
That's my OkCupid name. Ha! I went back to the old standby. So spiritual finger. Okay. Women don't like fingering, James. They like blasting. Come on.
Like she got blasted with seawater as her corpse bobbed through the ocean.
Wow, that's the most sexual thing you've ever said.
What? How is that?
Blasted, bobbing, ocean. Man, that is all kinds of dirty going on there.
Anyway, famous scene, Laura Palmer wrapped in plastic.
Yes, not to destroy it.
So at this point, I was thinking, is it going to change when they turn her over? Is it going to be a different girl in there? As if to say that Agent Cooper saved her, prevented her from meeting, and it did one better. Because look what happens.
Right, well...
It's revisionist history.
Bam, gone.
He saved her.
So, okay. So we know for sure that he saved her. Like, I mean,
it seems as though he's rewritten history.
That's the obvious. I'm just not accepting it completely, only because this is Twin Peaks and maybe
You're right.
Oh, it's actually changed the date, or this is a different alternate dimension, different world. I don't know. I'm not throwing any of those ideas out there as if they have merit. I get the sense that this means that she did not get killed.
Yeah, I mean that seems to be the obvious interpretation of it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's interesting. So okay.
And you can see that she is now in color. He's still in black and white. Almost.
Well, he comes back in.
Yeah, almost as though it then implies that they are now being pulled forward into the true present.
Right. That they're no longer in the past.
Yeah. That he has changed something and a new timeline has started.
I remember when I was a kid, I asked my dad, "Dad, did they have color when you were a kid?" Because I saw those old TVs with just black and white, and he laughed at me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a cute kid question. He was like, "Oh, yes, we had blue and red. We didn't have all of them."
Son, you know I'm blind.
Yeah. And my dad answered, so I put him back in his jail cell. Yeah. Made him take a shit next to a zombie. All right. That's actually called putting my dad in a nursing home. Okay, so they're back in the woods here, right? All right, so we got to talk about this then. The timeline here, right? Of this is the next morning. She turns up dead in the original story.
Yes.
She turns up dead after running off the bike into the woods and meeting with those people. Okay, so this is happening. He's like intervening in the night she's supposed to be killed.
Exactly. He's pulling her out of the chain of events that leads to her inevitable death.
Okay.
But the problem with that, though, is that him doing that doesn't change the fact that her father is still possessed by Bob.
All right.
So I mean, it would have happened eventually, I assume.
She's going to get murdered tomorrow.
Yeah, but we'll have to see how this plays out.
All right, yeah. Well, hopefully there's season 4.
And there's good old Josie, who got sucked into a wardrobe handle.
Yeah, she's been pulled into
Josie Packard.
To the wood itself.
And there's Pete Martell and Catherine.
Right.
Pete Martell, the famous one, who finds her on the beach in the morning and says, "She's dead, wrapped in plastic."
Okay, good line. I like it. They're off. There they go. I'm just looking for owls and pine cones back there. Probably something.
And this, if you can circle with your mouse right there, this is where the body was clearly visible in the original series.
Right.
But we don't see anything there right now.
Yeah. So this is episode 1 of season 1 when we first see this shot.
This is the pilot.
This guy comes walking and he sees the body, and that's the start of the whole drama of who killed this girl.
That is
now
the catalyst of everything.
It's not there. It's gone. Now this is easy special effects to do.
Oh yeah, I can do that in Photoshop in 2 seconds.
Yeah, I mean you'd probably have to mask some wave action maybe in the corner, depending on how much you're blocking up. Blur the edges a little bit, do some stuff, blend mode, blah blah blah.
Yeah, so the question is, why are we seeing Josie again?
I don't know. What do you think?
Does this mean that that Josie perhaps would be alive after all this? That breaking the cycle would break the futures of everyone?
What was her significance to Laura Palmer's death?
Well, I mean, it wasn't super connected. Everything that was going to happen to her seemingly would have happened to her absent of Laura Palmer's death.
Okay.
I would think. Because her story isn't really all that connected. It's the story of the Packards and, yes, Pinecones, the story of the Packards and the Martells.
Yeah.
And her trying to intercede between the two based on her illicit dealings in Hong Kong and her intent to hide from, the gangs and things across the sea, and it's a convoluted story. But...
Correct. Yeah, I agree. Pine cones come from pine cone trees.
Yes.
They're all right. So then we cut to anything you want to add to this, because this is a pretty important.
No, because
thing.
It shows.
It is weird that Josie's in this whole sequence.
And if you go back a little bit, we'll go forward now. Forward. I'm wondering if that's a shot from the original series. I don't think it is. I think they had to get an actor to come in and dress up like him to show what would have happened had he not encountered the body of Laura Palmer.
Right.
And he just goes on about a normal day, nothing different, just fishes.
Just standard fishing. Yeah, maybe we can spot some different.
And
do you think
maybe the significance of showing Josie is that now that the timeline has changed, she's been released from her prison and she's remembering her time in captivity, and she's shocked that something has happened, that she's now once again free from the Ghostwood?
But isn't that true for every character whose life was impacted by Laura's death?
Well, the fact that she was trapped inside the Ghostwood, maybe she has some sort of residual memory of being there because she was in another dimension, so to speak. So she would be more sensitive to changes in the linear time frame.
Okay.
I don't know. But it seems like they're showing Josie for a purpose.
Yeah, it's not an accident.
There's any number of characters they could have shown, but they chose Josie.
Right. It is peculiar. Okay, so there she is again. All right, so there's the thing. All right.
And still there's that humming sound in the Great Northern Hotel.
Right.
That's theorized as being Josie. We still don't have an answer for that.
Don't know. Maybe Ashley Judd will show up in the last episode. I sure hope so. She is. Boy, I wish she was my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if I dated Ashley Judd? That would be a weird pairing.
Yes.
Guy with a YouTube channel dates one of the most attractive, talented women on the planet.
20 years ago.
What do you mean 20 years ago? She still got it. How dare you? How dare you? I think she is magnificent. Come on, James. Open your mind, all right? You're not as old as me, but in about a year or two, you will be looking at 80-year-olds going, damn, ooh, girl.
We'll see.
I don't think
all right, so now
most people agree Ashley Judd's still working it. Just great. Just like Clive Owen. Okay? Yep. Leave me alone.
So we know this is the living room of Sarah Palmer.
Yes.
The last time we saw Sarah Palmer, tell us what we saw.
She was watching boxing.
No. Last time we saw her.
She was in the face of the guy?
And what happened?
The jumping man?
No, the last time we saw her.
There was a time after that? She bit the dude's jaw off.
Yes.
Yeah, at a bar.
We find out that she has what appears to be Judy within her. And Judy has the smile of Laura Palmer and is very violent. She can pull her face off just like Laura Palmer pulled her face off in the lodge.
Okay.
And she bit the throat and chin off of some creep.
Yeah, okay.
But there's something else I want to mention is that, remember in one of the very early episodes of The Return, Laura Palmer is in the lodge with Dale Cooper. Mm-hmm. And suddenly she looks up, screams violently, and is pulled upwards and out of the shot, and we never see her again.
Right, I do remember that.
Do you think that was the moment in time that correlates to when the timeline shifted, so she was no longer in that reality, and she was ripped out of that reality and transplanted back into existence? And what we were seeing, time and space isn't lining up, so the time that we saw it didn't necessarily correlate to the event and where it happened in a linear fashion.
This is the sound of me rubbing the skin off my face.
We never saw her again. I mean, what could that have been?
I don't know. You're making my fucking head melt. I have no idea. No clue. It's so much to think about. I'm so impressed that you can keep any of it straight.
And who is 340 Richard and Linda? We know Richard. Who's Linda? We know who Judy is now. We've answered a question.
Linda is Loudy.
We know what Judy is technically, but not who.
Right. Okay. Man, boy.
But here's the interesting thing, though, is that because we know that this creature inhabits Sarah Palmer, is this creature powerful enough to resist changes in the timeline? Can going back in time from Philip Jeffries' power and changing an event push the experiment, push Judy out of the spot in the present that Judy has been holding within Sarah Palmer? And the fact that we're hearing low moaning and screaming and sounds of agony here, is this the creature within Sarah Palmer resisting?
Right. Or Sarah Palmer resisting the creature.
That could be that, yeah.
Both, it's a battle, you'd might say. Yeah, like when I sneak into your room at night and I sniff your toes.
Yes. Because the thing here is that she clearly has pictures of of Laura Palmer on her.
This is her living room. We've seen this before.
And the fact that she doesn't have more recent pictures of her there kind of seems to presume that this is the present and that Laura Palmer is still dead.
Correct. Yeah. It was a safe assumption. I mean, it's possible though that based on this, someone's adult Laura Palmer, they might have the adult photos somewhere else. I mean, it is like people like to keep out the young when they were young and hot. So this is my daughter when she was sexy.
Yeah. So is this perhaps what we're watching? And if you keep going to the screenshots as we go, is this the struggle of trying to maintain the status quo?
Yes, depending on what the status quo is.
Of Laura being dead and of Judy inhabiting Sarah Palmer.
So you're saying this is a reaction to what Kyle did, or not Kyle, Dr. Dale Cooper?
Yes. of the saving of Laura.
Like this is a response directly to saving Laura, because now that's really messed up a bunch of the demons' intentions. Not that they're called demons.
It's like they're corrupting the demons' data.
Yeah. Yeah, like the virus is spreading within their world, their computer system or something. Okay, all right, yeah, okay. I just want like, this took a long time. This is one of those Lynchian sort of things where the sound is telling the story. Also, the absence of characters is telling the story too. It's obviously a deliberate choice, but she's got the booze, the pills. Is this like a pill thing, like a schedule?
I don't know.
Or it looks like a whole bunch of ranch sauces taped together. Yeah, she's just living an old lady life here, or doing her thing, getting drunk and boozing up, smoking and shit. But she comes down, and it just took a while before she finally emerged.
And I have to ask, though, because it was like this in my house growing up, because my mom was a heavy smoker. Do you think that this is the natural color of the lampshades, or if they're just covered in tar or nicotine? And
well, if they found a really old lamp, that's certainly possible. It could be. I grew up in a smoking household, too. We weren't as... doesn't sound like it was as bad as yours was, but both my parents smoked. My mom smoked a shit ton.
Let's put it this way. My mom put Philip Jeffries to shame.
Put Philip Morris to shame.
Well, no, put Philip Morris and higher financial
into the red.
No, into the opposite of red.
Yeah. See, red is nice. Why shouldn't red should be the good one? You red celebrate when it's red.
Do you want to have any sort of gauge in your car going to the red?
No. Damn, fucking James outsmarted me again. No, into the black. All right. Okay. Smoking is nasty. But when it soaks into the walls and it just has, it's sticky. You can feel it.
Yeah, and I was referring to Philip Jeffries as being a teapot continuously emitting smoke.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh, God. I can't believe people. My mom smoked when I was pregnant. I mean, when she was pregnant.
That goes down to my big book of Hank quotes.
She did not smoke when
my mom smoked when I was pregnant.
She did cocaine when I was pregnant because she was so upset that her son got pregnant. It was very, very traumatizing for her to find out that her beautiful baby boy got pregnant with a horse baby.
Hashtag Hank is pregnant.
Hashtag half horse, half human. Bald horse. All right, so ominous. Okay, so now we hear Cera. Actually, the subtitles indicated it's actually Cera crying, and she's freaking out, and she's having this little, maybe it's menopause for all the hell we know. We don't know what's going on. I think she's past menopause age here, but thunderous, intense music. Then by the way, we don't want to miss this. She rushes over. She grabs this picture, the famous Laura Palmer. Class shot, high school shot photo, and she takes it over here. She smashes it on the ground, and she grabs a bottle off the table right here, this bottle right there, and off the coffee table, and starts beating the shit out of it. Bam, bam.
But not only does she beat it, it shows it's basically reversing and going forward because you see the glass going back in and coming back out.
Yeah, but
it's not the same hit over and over. No, it is the same hit over and over.
Yeah. Well, there's a few hits that broke the glass and cleared some of the glass.
Eventually,
but then it starts to kind of recycle. Like right there, going forward now because I don't want to confuse people with the direction of the screenshots. Forward, and you'll see the glass return. Oh, fuck.
And it's almost as though time is trying to forcefully rewind, and the creature is using its power to push time forward again. Yeah, almost like how the clock was stopped at 2:53, it was going forward and back and forward and back and forward and back.
Yeah. There was some recycling of the cuts and edits there, but it was very deliberate. Okay, what do you make of this? Why would she attack?
Well, that's what I just said. I think it's the creature, the Judy inside of her, trying to rage against the forced changing of the timeline.
Okay,
is that she sees the Judy creature sees Laura as a force of pure good, a creation made by the giant and the fireman to counteract Judy herself or itself.
Unless actually hitting the picture caused some sort of influence or reaction, which is plausible in this world.
I think it's just
what do you mean no?
Well, no, I think it's an emotional reaction that the creature is exhibiting through her human form of Sarah Palmer.
Of course, that's absolutely what it is. But this is Twin Peaks. You could totally come up with, if you hit the picture with the glass with the snake design on the glass, and that's what causes. You could just make shit up. It's Twin Peaks.
But we're in like the second to last episode, so I think they would have had to establish something like that a little bit earlier.
Come on.
It's not like the ancient Egyptian thing where you carve off the nose or the head of a statue and you can destroy their soul in the afterlife. Yeah. Maybe that's what he's going for. Maybe that's you destroy an effigy of your enemy and you destroy their spirit in the afterworld.
Right. No, I know. I actually don't even think that's the case. I just think that it's plausible in the Twin Peaks world that the hitting a picture might cause something to happen. With all the other crazy cause and effect relationships that barely exist in the show.
This is pretty much just like Tanya Harding smashing a picture of Nancy Kerrigan.
Yeah. This is me punching a photo of the whirly ball place that stole my mom's purse at my 8th birthday party. Okay? Give it back. I've never seen someone cry so much. Her cigarettes were in that purse. No, none of that ever happened. I'm just making shit up. All right. Okay, so there's Kyle. Why am I calling him Kyle now?
Yeah, I mean, that's his name.
I know, but...
It'd make more sense to call him Dale Cooper.
Dr. Dale Cooper. Where is he?
So Laura is hanging with Cooper.
Yeah, Mr. Cooper hanging out. There's the tree and the gold bucket.
I will devour your
It's
soul.
more brown. It's more on the brown. It's just not cream. I can guarantee that.
I need to get you some cream. I'll show you some good cream.
Another sex joke from James.
What?
Gross.
Neosporin is like cream? What are you talking about?
Oof. You're even claiming it has magical healing powers?
Yes.
That line will not work on me. It might work on one of those floozies, but not me. Okay? This floozy's much smarter than you think. All right. So where are they at now? They're in the woods here. He's got Laura Palmer, and they're walking around. It's hard for us to see there. Wind whooshing. What's he looking at? Laura.
And then Laura screams, and it's the same kind of scream that we heard when she was ripped up into the sky in the lodge early on in The Return.
Right.
So is this the moment where she is returned to her proper place in reality after being saved?
Yeah, probably.
Or has Judy reacted to the events that were happening, and has Judy used her powers to rip Laura Palmer away to set the timeline back in motion the way that is more advantageous for the powers of dark?
Okay, it could be. Now, did you say that maybe Judy, or maybe she's responding to the hitting of the painting? Or the photo, I mean?
No. Well, I mean, I was saying maybe Judy has abducted her.
Oh.
But I don't know.
Okay.
And one thing I do want to mention, though, is that this place that they're at is the threshold that leads to the fortress / White Lodge. And the reason a lot of people say the fortress isn't the White Lodge is because the only glimpse of the fortress, of the White Lodge that we had before was Major Garland Briggs, who specifically said that he visited the White Lodge, was a guest inside of it, and we see him sitting on what appears to be, and I mentioned this before earlier in our talk, a luscious throne of vibrant green and plant life and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And as we go through these screenshots here, it's kind of dark, it's kind of hard to see here,
yeah.
But it kind of looks like that's the area that surrounds the place.
It's a little Dagobah system looking.
Yeah.
All right. So she gets. Did I miss this? Did she get taken? Was she pulled away from Kyle? From Dr. Dale Cooper?
The last time we saw her emit a scream like that, she was ripped upwards in the lodge.
Yeah.
And we heard the same kind of scream coming from her, and we saw her let go, or she was no longer holding the hand of Cooper.
Okay.
So we can presume that that's what happened.
We
just didn't see it.
Why did this happen? Well, I just feel like I completely missed this part of the episode. I wasn't asleep, by the way. I was totally awake. So this was not a happy ending then. She's gone. We don't. So episode 18 will be him going after her again?
I would assume so, yes.
Why did I
trying to see what kind of changes the disruption of the timeline has caused.
Yeah.
What kind of reaction Judy would have to this attempt to change the timeline, how Judy will fight back, and whether or not Judy will win. Whether Josie Packard is going to come back now that she's presumably possibly alive due to the butterfly effect of changing something in the past as it connects to the future.
Yeah, she married Ashton Kutcher. He was in the starring movie The Butterfly Effect, which was robbed of an Academy Award for Best Technical Editing.
Yes. And then we get this shot from obviously this, I can't recall her name, I'll know it when I see the credits, but she was very prominent in seasons 1 and seasons 2, I believe, as the ending musical act to a lot of episodes.
That's Joe Biden's wife, Jill Biden.
Yes.
So then it comes in, here's the alphabetical order.
Okay, so let's take a look at the credits and see if we can learn anything. Right. So Ronette Pulaski, interesting.
All right.
Phoebe Augustine.
Who's Ronette Pulaski?
Ronette. I believe she was the one who was standing behind Leo in the flashback with Jacques Renault.
Oh, okay.
Because when Laura was killed, remember in the episode that you saw, the girl who was wearing like the dirty, cut up, torn nightgown, she was all bloody and she was stumbling across a bridge?
Yeah.
She was with Leland and Laura Palmer when Laura Palmer was killed. She managed to get away while Leland was occupied killing Laura.
Okay. All right. What else do we got here? Sandy, Leo
Ben
Johnson.
Horne. We got Leo Johnson, of course. We saw him.
They misspelled Lenny.
Yes.
That's not cool. J.R. Ferguson, Special Agent Randall. Okay. Miguel.
Voice of Philip Jeffries. Nothing new learned there.
Nathan Frizzle.
Yep.
All right. Anybody else going on here? What's the next one here? Let me see. Rodney Mitchum. Oh, shit.
What the?
Sorry, that's okay. Rodney Mitchum.
Okay, Candy Jumping Man. So that basically shows that it was the jumping man that we saw on the staircase.
Yeah. Good eyes on that one. You did a good job there. Candy must be one of the girls, right?
Of course we know who Candy is.
Mandy. Oh, what's the other girls' names? Candy, Mandy. Is it what I'm hoping? Is it all? Do they all right? Sandy.
Yeah.
Candy, Mandy, and Sandy.
Yep.
Wow, that'd be a great foursome.
Duh.
What do you mean, duh? That sounds better. You have more to worry about.
It's objectifying.
Oh, yes, of course it is. It's sex.
All right.
You're supposed to objectify them during sex. That's the best part.
Leigh, Naito, Sarah Palmer, and then Julie Cruz, the one singing right behind us right now, herself.
There he is. So it's not It's not Jill Biden, unfortunately.
No, it's not.
Bob, Frank Silva.
Yep.
Just like you said. Good job. Leland Ray Wise. All right, cool. Well, there you go. What else? Anything else? No, I think we're good.
That's it.
Okay.
I'm dying to see the next one now.
So episode 18 is already out.
Yep.
This is episode 17. We're going to release, I'm going to edit, this is 10 o'clock right now. It came out at 6 p.m. It's 10 p.m. So I got about 2 hours of editing ahead of me. Plus I got to let it export. Then I got to set an alarm for the middle of the night so I can upload it. And then once it uploads, it processes these things, and its file will be probably 10 gigabytes.
Jesus.
Roughly. So these take a long time. The worst part is when there's a mistake after exporting and I have to redo it. It's just so annoying. I mean, I've left mistakes in just because I can't redo it. Like if I screw up something near the end or whatever. But okay, that's so episode 18 will come out soon, Monday. Most people it'll probably already be available. Correct. Because I'm going to work hard to get episode 18 done. But when are we going to do episode 18?
I'll wake up at 6 a.m. and do episode 18. I don't care.
6 a.m. I'm not doing
that.
Heck
yeah.
Well, I'm going to be up till 2 a.m. You're... I'm not gonna be up till. I don't. Why am I?
You have to work. You can't sleep tonight because tomorrow's Labor Day. Yeah, it's all about labor. I actually have a lot of work to do tomorrow. But okay. So anything else to add to this 17 here? Predictions for 18. You're gonna watch it before you go to bed, I'm sure. I might.
You should. I mean, you should, and just knowing how much you like it. Yeah. I don't think you're that too. It's only time.
Pretty much all the predictions I've had, I've vomited out already. So
okay, so you've kind of laid it all out there. This was really engaging, though. I thought this episode had a lot of... the hour just completely really flew by.
I'm so excited to see what happens, but I'm so sad that it's over.
Aw.
I don't want it to go.
Oh, you want to make eye contact?
No.
Damn it. I was trying to unload my Garmin Bozia into James's eyes via mine, because in our world they squirt out our tear ducts.
Oh my god! If the Black Lodge entities were like real, they would see you as a buffet.
Oh yeah,
pain and suffering.
They would enter me, and then they'd run away screaming, "Oh my god, it's terrible!" Inside.
Bob would just limp away depressed.
Yeah, Bob would come out angry at his parents. I would ruin them. Anyway, all right, so cool. I got nothing else to add unless you do.
The frog would try and crawl in your mouth, and the frog that's already in there would just swat it away when your mouth opened.
No, the frog would just come out of my mouth after about 2 seconds. It's like, no.
Or we'll just go in there and start banging the other frog that's already in there.
Comes out bald. They are bald. Frogs are bald. They're not. It'd be weird to see a hairy frog. All right, well, there you go, everybody. So look for episode 18. If it's not out, it's coming up real soon. We're going to get up early tomorrow, like 8 or 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Because it's from the moment we sit down to watch, it's an hour. Then it's roughly 2 hours to talk because we have to set up and stuff. And then it's another 4 or 5. It's about a 6-7 hour process per episode. So it's going to take some time. But be patient. Tuesday morning at the earliest, or at the latest, Tuesday mid-morning at the latest. But I'm going to work hard to try to get it up tomorrow, even though it's going to chew up most of the day. That's fine. Thrilled that people watched. Thank you for your attention, everybody. And we will see you later on. Goodbye. Like, subscribe, and find James on Twitter at VideoJamesSP. I'm at SuckProfessor. And, that's all we got. James, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for putting up with me. You sure you don't want to flick me off?
No, I'll
give you a free one. I'll forgive you. I won't take any offense. I'll actually it'll probably make my life a little better.
I'll wait till you're asleep.
Okay, that's a deal.